Hello, 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 coolers. It's a big Champions League here on Barça Live. Match day 5, Chelsea against Barça. Barça at Stamford Bridge, looking for another win in the Champions League. We have 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. We're looking to get into those top 8 positions and try to make this remaining half of the league phase a little bit more comfortable for ourselves. But Pablo, it's a big, big test tonight for Hansi Flick's side.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This should be a really, really intriguing clash. I think this could be one of Barca's biggest tests of the season so far, in fact. And I think they're going to be really tested tonight. It should be a really good game, in fact, for the neutral. Hopefully for us Barca fans, it goes the way that Barca want it to. Massive test. I'm expecting one of the biggest of the season. I think maybe Chelsea will feel likewise about Barca. 2 really good clubs this season, play good football, attractive football. 2 good coaches who I like, so really looking forward to it. I think it's got all the ingredients of a really exciting Champions League game, actually.
Well, as you can see on our screens right now, the players arrived a little while ago at Stamford Bridge. We have a lineup. We have a lot to unpack. Let's go to Stamford Bridge, and Marc Brau can tell us all about the starting 11 that Hansi Flick has picked. Marc. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can now go to Marc Brau for the starting 11 of this game. Guys, can we connect with Marc? Yes?
Hi guys, how are you? Hi Robert, hi Pablo, good evening from London. What an incredible atmosphere we have here in Stamford Bridge. Of course, it's cold, very cold here, very cold night here in the bridge. A very special place. We have only won 1 game in our history. It was 19 years ago in the first leg of the round of 16 and the time that we won the Champions League in Paris. But Barca wants these 3 points, especially after that we got against Club Brugge in the last. It's important also to win the 3 points against a team, Chelsea, that only have also 7 points, the same as Barca in the standings. For the moment, Chelsea have only lost 2 games this season so far. Here it was in Premier League. For the moment, 2 games played at home in the Champions League, 2 wins against Ajax and against Benfica. But Barca really looking forward to play this night in front of 2,000 Barca fans who will be next to the team. Let's go with the lineup. Only 2 changes between the lineup against Athletic Club Bilbao last Saturday in the Spotify Camp Nou and today. Ronald Araujo and Frenkie de Jong are back in the starting 11. So let's go. Barca today will play with Joan Garcia at the goal. Remember, only 2nd game in UEFA Champions League career for Joan Garcia. The only game he has played was in Newcastle, so today he will be also at the goal with 4 players at the back. Alejandro Valde as a left back, Jules Koundé as a right back, with Kau Cubarsí and Ronald Araujo as the centre backs, with 2 players at the midfield, Frenkie de Jong and Eric Garcia, with Fermín López as an attacking midfielder, with Lamine Yamal at the right, with Ferran at the left, and Robert Lewandowski as the number 9. Remember that yesterday we commented that Marcus Rashford is back with the team after the problems he had last week. So these are the players who will start the game here in Stamford Bridge.
Well, there you go. There is Barca's lineup. The starting 11. 2 changes made to the lineup that started against Athletic Club. Let us know your thoughts on the live chat. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Rate it from 1 to 10. 10 the highest score, 1 the lowest. You know the drill. Pablo, an interesting lineup. Eric Garcia repeating in that midfield position. Ronald Araujo introduced at the back, and no Rafinha. Hansi Flick said yesterday we'd have to take it step by step, take it slowly in his return to the team. It'll also be interesting, of course, to see Fermín in the attacking midfielder position. A lot was said during the summer, but Fermín today is playing as a Blaugrana, as we can see that the players are warming up at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably about as close as to the perfect lineup Flick could have chosen, in my opinion. I mean, I think we saw Cubarsí and Gerard Martin play really well at the back, I thought, actually, at the Spotify Camp Nou on Saturday, Robert. I really did. I was very impressed with Gerard Martin indeed. But Araujo gets back in there. He'll lead the side tonight, of course. And I think he didn't play that game against Athletic, probably because he came back late from the international break and whatnot with the long trip he has to do from the Uruguay national team. Eric Garcia again in midfield. I thought he was unbelievable against Athletic. One of maybe Barca's best players over the weekend, next to De Jong, who's back in, who missed that game. So Barca with a new sort of midfield duo in there. He goes for Fermín. Good call for me. He's amongst the goals. He's in form. Olmo, I think, off the bench is also a really vital player to have. I like him in that role. And then he repeats the same front three, which, to be fair, after the way they performed on the weekend, you couldn't really expect anything else. Rashford missed Athletic game with fever, so he's back now amongst the bench. But I think Lewandowski, the form he is in, Ferran, 2 more goals, Lamine, the assists he produced, it's the right front three for me, and the right lineup too.
It's one of the differences, of course, when you start to get players back. You were saying that the options were a little bit thin coming off of the bench in some of the previous games. Today, coming off of the bench, you've got the likes of Rafinha, Marcus Rashford, you've got Dani Olmo, you've got Marc Casado. So the options increasing there for Hansi Flick in case of need, in a case of need in the second half. There are players who can alter the course of the game. I think one of the main things, and maybe tonight can be the confirmation of that, is that over the last couple of games, we've stopped hearing post-game interviews and post-game press conferences in which the message is, we know there are issues, we need to improve, we need to address it, we need to work hard and correct it. Those we seem to have turned a page on. Yeah. And the message is more positive now coming out of the dressing room. And now tonight is the night to confirm that, hey, here we are.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think right now the mood is pretty good, actually. And I think it probably comes with the fact that Barça are now just 1 point behind Madrid, who dropped points themselves in recent weeks in the domestic league. That certainly helped, I think, boost morale, especially after a few weeks back you lose the Clásico. Since then, things have been pretty good, actually. We slipped up in the Champions League against Bruges, which was a bit of a frustrating night, wasn't it? Which makes this even more important tonight, actually. A sort of game that maybe tonight would usually be, a draw's not a bad result. All of a sudden, you sort of need to win in a way to put yourselves right amongst the top 8. But I think overall the mood is better. The win on the weekend, and not just returning to the Spotify Camp Nou, but the way we did it as well, and what a special day it was, I think it's probably boosted morale too. And things are feeling pretty good right now. This tonight is going to be a good test of exactly what you were just saying. Are Barça not back? You can't just say back, but are they on the right path now? Are we feeling calm? Are we playing the football we want to be playing? This is going to be a really good test, that, because it's against the top side.
I want to welcome everyone in the live chat. Special night. Pilita Malaguita says, Bona nit, Robert, Pablo. Bona nit, Pilita Malaguita. Alia says, happy birthday to Pedri.
Yes, well remembered, Alia. Well remembered. It is indeed.
23. He hoped that his teammates give him a win to celebrate. Pierre Giltai says, no Catalawi, no today, just in English. We've got some predictions as well. Alia says, no Rafa again, though. Maybe in the second half. Supreme 3647 says, best lineup, but I would replace Ferran with Rashi. Rashford, of course, coming off of that after that missing the game with fever. So Flick, generally with players who have missed games, Flick is conservative and likes to bring them on off the bench. Ferran scored 2 goals.
Exactly.
The other day,
I'd say, exactly. He's in form. You've got to play your in-form players too.
Right, we need to speed through things here, Pablo. I want to ask our audience a question, and I want to ask you a question, which is, who will be the key player tonight? And yes, I know. Yeah, I mean, it's probably Lamine Yamal, it's probably Lewandowski. But out of these 3 players who can play key roles in tonight's game, who will be key? Araujo at the back.
Yep.
We know that Chelsea have a lot of talent up there.
Yeah.
We know that they have speed as well.
Yeah.
So a tough task for the Barca defense tonight. Eric Garcia in that midfield role, in which I just loved his performance against Athletic Club, and Firmino just for the spiciness of the summer rumours. I think it's going to be the Barca midfield. I think that Eric and De Jong have a lot to say in this game, and will have a lot to do with Barca's success in this game.
I would agree. I think Araujo's got a crucial role. You mentioned Chelsea have got pace in behind, and Flick, we'll see the Chelsea lineup shortly. Flick's probably thinking, I'm going to get Araujo back in. Fermin, we know, is such a big goal scorer and such a vital player. It's got to be Eric for me. I thought he was unbelievable against Athletic, like I said, Robert. And I think in this new role against the Chelsea midfield, which may be their strongest position actually on the pitch, you look at defence, midfield, attack, they've got top players and they're big players. Eric has got an unbelievably vital role tonight. So I'm hoping he can break up players he did on Saturday, keep things ticking over, and hopefully help Barca to victory.
The masked Eric, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it gives him a little bit of something extra.
Yeah, Eric Batman Garcia, he's back.
He is back. Right, you know who was also back? Hansi Flick, and he talked to Marc Brau just a few minutes ago. So let's listen to what Hansi had to say before this big European game.
Next to Hansi Flick to analyze the game before start against Chelsea. Hi, Hansi, how are you?
I'm okay.
How do you see the players? Of course, today it's a special night. every game is important for the team, but the Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, Champions League night, how do you see the players?
No, Champions League is a special competition. So and also in England against Chelsea, one of the best teams in the world. It's very good to have this competition.
2 changes in the lineup. Frankie de Jong is coming back to the starting 11 with Eric at the midfield position. How important could be also today the midfield, and especially how physical are Chelsea players at that place?
Chelsea have a fantastic team, but also we have, and for me it's important always how we play like a team. So everyone has to give his best, and together play for each other. So this is the key, and I think that the players are really happy to play against Chelsea, and they want to show how good they are.
Thank you very much and good luck.
You're welcome. Thanks.
The words of our coach.
Big challenge for the players, some of whom visited the Peñistas in
Yes.
London. A lot of following in London. Have you ever been to the Peña in London,
I
Pablo?
have never. No. Have you?
No, I've never been there, but I know people who have, and
Yeah.
they say that the atmosphere is absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
I've heard of a few people. I think I've probably follow a few people on Twitter who are amongst actually. There's maybe a few watching on, by the way, on the live today.
Maybe.
If there are,
Raise your hand if you were there.
Make yourselves known. Maybe
they're at Stamford Bridge.
They
though.
also very well could be at Stamford
Yeah.
Bridge. It's another huge possibility. But hey, yeah, I'm well aware there's a big following, and always nice, I think, actually, when we go to the away Champions League games to meet up with the Peñas and see how they're getting on. And it's a special moment for them too. I mean, look at the faces.
No, they got to meet Mar Bernal. They got to meet Dro, 2 players who made their Camp Nou debuts the other day. So special moments for the Peñistas from London, a Peña which was established in 1985. So 40 years of the Peña Blaugrana in London, eh?
Yeah, it's
There you go.
a good one. It's a good one.
just-
I should pay it a visit.
Just before Barca signed Gary Lineker, just before that, it was around. Well, it was in the Terry Venables era, so maybe
Wow.
that had to do with
Yeah.
it. Maybe
There you
that
go.
had to do with it.
English link.
Right, a lot of new members have signed up today. I'll give you shout outs later on. Thank you for signing on as premium members. As you know, there are a lot of perks and advantages to becoming premium members, like being able to ask the players some questions, Pablo.
Yeah, absolutely. You never want to miss out on that. Previous to Champions League games, as was the case yesterday, your questions, you guys, your members, they get asked to the players. It's a special moment. It always is.
And it was Rafinha yesterday. We'll listen to them in a second, but I think we should talk about our opponent today, Pablo.
Yes.
Our opponent, Chelsea, second in the Premier League, 6 points behind Arsenal. Same exact record as Barca in the Champions League tonight. They play with Robert Sanchez in goal, with Malo Gusto, Fofana, Shaloba, and Cucurella at the back. A midfield of 3, I would say, with Caicedo, James, and for some reason there's no Enzo
I was going to
in
say,
there.
I thought something was looking weird to me.
Something was like there's a player missing in that formation.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, we'll see if we can get it right. But Enzo Fernandez completes the midfield. Estevao Garnacho and Neto will play up front. You know what I'll do? I'll put Barca's lineup back on there. But we can talk about Chelsea, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar to the sort of lineup we thought Maresca might go for a big game. He puts Gusto right back and puts James in midfield to give an extra body in there next to Caicedo and Enzo, and then he goes without a natural number 9, João Pedro, Marek Yule, who we know well here, Liam Delap, all on the bench. So Neto's going to lead the line. Pacey play. He's got Garnacho and Estevao, who's a top young player around him too. So pace in the Chelsea attack could also help that Barca have got Araujo at centre-back is what I was thinking, and maybe Flick predicted that or knew that was going to happen, but that's exactly what's happened. So, look, Chelsea are a team, they're dynamic, they'll try and attack. I think they'll be trying to get at the Barca high line just by judging by that lineup, and they've got the extra body in midfield too with Reece James.
I think Hansi Flick said it yesterday. There'll be a battle for the ball today. There'll be a battle for possession. 2 teams that like to be proactive with the ball. And as I said before, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong, Fermin, Lamine and Ferran coming in and helping work the midfield. Also, Cubarsí from behind. Barca will have a big task today in trying to keep and guarantee good possessions against the likes of Caicedo, against the likes of Enzo. Reece James played there in midfield, so we'll see. Anyway, we did say before that one of the main perks of being a YouTube Premium member is that you can ask the players the question. And yesterday, it was Rafinha's turn to answer your question. So let's listen to what Rafinha had to say.
Vale, Rafa. ¿Cómo se ha preparado el equipo de cara al partido contra el Chelsea y si veremos la misma intensidad que el partido contra el Bilbao, el Athletic de Bilbao?
Bueno, creo que un partido de Champions es siempre más especial y el equipo automáticamente ya se prepara de una manera distinta. No digo más enfocado porque si no el equipo no estaría bien en las otras competiciones, pero la Champions te da un poco más de energía para poder enfrentar a los partidos y bueno, estos partidos que en mi opinión son partidos lo más grandes del mundo.
¿Y tú sientes que estás volviendo al equipo tras la lesión y crees que el equipo está preparado para un rival tan difícil como el Chelsea?
Sí, creo que el equipo está muy bien preparado para cualquier uno de los rivales posibles. Yo creo que estamos muy bien, nos preparamos bien para estos momentos. Y bueno, yo estoy buscando mi 100% físicamente. Obviamente después de 2 meses parados sin jugar es un poco complicado volver a tener ritmo y todo esto, pero estoy intentando buscar el timing perfecto, el ritmo perfecto, más rápido posible.
¿Y cómo te sentiste mentalmente también contra el Athletic Club después de volver?
Bueno, fue un día especial para mí porque bueno, después de 2 meses parado poder volver a jugar un partido es muy especial. Encima volviendo al Camp Nou todos, creo que para los jugadores también y también para la afición fue un día muy especial. Y bueno, creo que para mí no había un momento perfecto para volver de la lesión.
¿Y qué es lo primero que piensas cuando estás frente a un partido tan importante de Champions League como el de mañana?
Ganar. Para mí es lo más importante ganar. Como he dicho, sea el partido que sea, contra el equipo que sea, creo que la mentalidad en este club tiene que ser ganar contra todos.
¿Y qué canciones escuchas antes de un partido como el de mañana, últimamente?
La verdad que soy un poco raro, porque escucho de todo un poco. Escucho música brasileña, escucho reggaetones, muchas veces me sale músicas uruguayas, argentinas. Me sale un poco de todo, la verdad, un poco aleatorio mi playlist.
Y la última, ¿qué actividades te gusta hacer fuera del fútbol?
Me gusta salir a caminar con mis perros, me gusta ir a la montaña, me gusta andar de bici, yo ando bastante de bici cuando no hay muchos entrenos. Ando bastante de bici y me gusta mucho ir a la playa.
Perfecto, gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
There you go, Rafinha. 12 minutes to go until kickoff. Those were the questions that you asked Rafinha yesterday. We posted on our YouTube channel. Yeah. We encouraged you to send in questions. You sent them in, and our colleague Marta Mauricio was the one asking the questions. Your questions to Rafinha. It will happen in every Champions League game preview. So if you would like to be honoured with your question being asked to one of the Barca players, well, just become a premium member and send in your questions. And every cool, Champions League preview. It's cool.
It's cool. And he gave some good answers there, Rafa.
He did. Yeah. I mean,
I'm a fan.
The thing that I love is that he says, hey, we're Barca. We always have to win.
Yeah.
We always have to win. Okay, so where are we, Pablo? Oh, yes, of course. We need to go back to Stamford Bridge because Stamford Bridge brings back good memories for Barca, though the record is not great, honestly. There are a lot of moments I could pick out in my head of Barca at Stamford Bridge, but we've only won there once. Mar Brau can tell us more about Stamford Bridge from the pitch side.
Do you listen to these guys? These guys are the Barca fans, as we commented at the first. 2,000 Barca fans will be this night in a very special stadium. We commented that Barca have only won one time here, but the other time was a draw in 2009. But of course, we remember a lot the goal scored by Andrés Iniesta. And I commend Paul to go, if it's possible, to that position where right now Joan Garcia is warming up at this goal next to the Barca fans today, where the place where Andrés Iniesta scored one of the most remembered goals in our history. It was in 2009, but of course, this was the goal where Samuel Eto'o scored a goal in 2006 in February. That time, the only time that Barca have won in this stadium. 8 games played and only 1 victory. So that's going to hope that tonight Barca will get the second victory. Of course, in a special stadium for all the culés and with a lot of Barça fans today next to the team.
Thank you very much, Mark. 19 years since the last Barca win at Stamford Bridge, though the 1-1 draw in which Iniesta scored in 2009 does also feel like a win. It felt like a win at the time. Anyway, we're 10 minutes away, so let's speed through. Away. Let's speed through. Guess the player, because our players travelled yesterday and they were all suited up in their new Amidi suits.
Yeah.
Looking very dapper. And these are photos from the journey yesterday to London, and that is the first secret player, Pablo Walls. Who is it? Live chat, give us your guesses as well.
Yeah. Here we are again, Robert. Here we are once more. I think straight off the bat, because I'm going to speed through. I think that's the guy we just heard from. I think that's Rafinha.
You do you?
I'm going to go for Rafinha. I'm awful at this, but it's just surely that's him. Because the hair is almost going straight back. There's no hair coming up there at all.
Okay, let's see. Are you right? Are you not? Let's see if there are any answers coming into the live chat. I've got Mohammed saying Koundé. I've got Supreme36 saying Rafa.
Okay.
So let's see. Shall we figure it out? Shall we reveal the answer? I've got Ole Mailcan saying Rafinha as well. And the correct answer, 3, 2, 1, is...
Vamos!
He's on the board.
He's on the board. Finally, eh?
There you go. You're on your game early, Pablo Balls. Let's see. You make it 2 out of 2? Who's that?
Oh. Now that is trickier. Don't know why I thought Cubarsí maybe, but the one Ferran. But the one I'm mainly thinking, Robert, is your namesake, Lewandowski.
You're thinking Lewandowski,
yeah.
Eh? Okay.
Yeah, I think... Oh, that's tricky. I'm thinking Lewandowski. I think I'm going to go Lewandowski.
Okay, so let's see.
I swear it makes it harder when they're in their suits, though.
It does make it harder because the body gestures, the body posture is different, isn't it? Okay, so I think I'm going to have to tell you that Mohamed Mohsen is correct, I think. Supreme says Eric. Daisy Calderon says Eric. George Sevilla says Cubarsí. And Mohamed Mohsen says Joan Garcia. And the correct answer is...
Wow.
For you, that is the sound. For Mohamed, the noise is...
Fair play to him, by the way. That only one in the chat, right?
There you go. Only one in the chat. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There are a few Erics.
I'm seeing Erics. I'm seeing Araujos. I'm seeing Ferrans. Crazy Live did say Joan.
That was not easy at all, by the way.
No. Okay, last one. Let's see. I think. Oh well, no.
Oh, I think I know. Maybe. Yeah. I think I know. I'm thinking Lamine Yamal.
That's what I was thinking, but then I remembered that I've already seen the answer of this, and
that's not the. I love it. You've actually done it, and you actually also thought it was Lamine.
Yeah, no, exactly. No. The silhouette is very Lamine-y.
Oh, I think I maybe know then. Just similar sort of hairdo. I'm thinking maybe a Fermin Lopez then.
Okay, I might have to allow that. Supreme 3647 agrees that it's Fermin, and it is, as a matter of fact.
I mean, hey, it was my second answer.
I'll allow.
Thank you very much.
I'll allow the reconsidering. Who was not in that photograph but is in the lineup and did travel with the team, of course, is Eric Garcia, who spoke to Marc prior to this game. Let's listen to Eric. Oh, Balde. Sorry, it was Balde. Sorry. Let's listen to Balde.
He will be in the lineup today. We are next to Alejandro Balde for the first time here in this stadium. He told me just a few seconds ago. Què tal, Alejandro? Com estàs? Bona nit.
Molt bé.
Ara m'ho deies, primera vegada per tu en aquest escenari, jugaràs en aquest estadi mític, m'imagino que amb moltes ganes.
Sí, moltes ganes de jugar, que comenci ja el partit i bueno, amb moltes ganes de jugar ja.
Un dels grans partits d'aquesta fase lligueta de la Champions, però amb certa obligació, no?, de poder sumar aquests 3 punts per intentar tenir més a prop estar entre els 8 primers.
Sí, crec que avui és un partit molt complicat. El Chelsea té un gran equip, juga molt bé al futbol, però bueno, crec que avui hem d'anar amb els 3 punts cap a Barcelona.
Fins a quin punt la confiança ha pujat amb l'equip després de les últimes victòries? Vigo, Atlètic...
Bueno, sempre ajuda a guanyar. Quan guanyes dona més confiança i crec que ara estem bé i bueno, amb molta confiança per avui.
Ja per acabar, Alejandro, una de les claus del partit d'avui és ser vosaltres fidels a vosaltres mateixos, ser tan valents com sou sempre, especialment contra un equip d'aquesta qualitat.
Sí, bueno, no hem de canviar res, seguir com estem fent i bueno, crec que si fem el que cada un sap, pues anirà molt bé.
Gràcies, Alejandro, i així sort.
Gràcies.
The words of Alejandro Valde, who will play for the first time in his career here in Stamford Bridge.
And I do apologise to our technical team for the confusion. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was Eddie Garcia who spoke to Manuel. It was not. It was Alejandro Valde. Very excited, Valde, to play at Stamford Bridge for so many culés. Just a great stadium to be at. And the players are in the tunnel. We're seeing the last clips of the warm-up. So I think this is a good time to guess the score, Pablo.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are you going with?
Yeah. As you can see there, I've gone the most conservative. I do say, and I repeat what I said at the start of the programme, I think this is going to be one of Barca's biggest tests of the season. I really mean that. In terms of footballing side, who I think they're going to come up against, I think this is going to be a proper test. I think Chelsea will get right up for this on a night like this at the Bridge. It's going to be, should be a good atmosphere and a proper tough game. So I'm going to go 1-1. I know that's, the more I look at the result, I'm thinking, maybe not, simply because both teams need a win. So you think if it is 1-1 in the latter stages, that at least one of the sides will go for it, because with the stage we're at, and we saw the standings earlier, both teams need a win here. Chelsea drew to Karabakh away last time, wasn't a great result. Barça drew to Bruges last time out, wasn't the result we wanted. Sort of need it here.
Right, well, the players are coming out onto the pitch, so let's go to game commentary.
Players out on the field here at Stamford Bridge for what should be a thrilling Champions League night. It's match day 5 of the competition. It's Chelsea versus Barça. Both teams tied on 7 points after 4 games played. Both teams in need of a victory tonight. Who will the points go to? Plenty of talent out there on the field. Should be one of those games that all of Europe has its eyes on. A packed out Stamford Bridge, a place with fond memories for Barça in recent years. But Chelsea, the world champions, this time back in the Champions League, will be hoping they can cause somewhat of an upset against a Barça side who are in red-hot form after the victory against Athletic Club. Robert, should be a really fascinating game, this one.
It should be. And you were mentioning it, Pablo, a stadium of many great memories for Barca. A stadium in which Barca have only won once, but the past is in the past, and this should be a good one between two teams that have identical records in the Champions League. Both teams looking to get into that top 8, and Barca, after recovering some of the injured players, hitting their stride once again in this month of November.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Barca feel like they're starting to hit stride in this season. There's smiles on the faces of the players. Get the feeling this is going to be a red-hot atmosphere here. A really lively encounter with lots to be excited about. Should be one of those where there's plenty of bite to it from an early on. I'm sure everyone joining us and following us along here in the live chat is very much eagerly excited for this one. There are the two coaches, Maresca and Hansi Flick. Plenty of fond words for each other in the pre-match press conference before this one. And at the Bridge, let's see what there is in store. Here's our Chelsea line-up then. Robert Sanchez is, of course, the number 1 goalkeeper. They go for Fofana next to Chalobah at the back. So Gusto is the right back alongside Cucurella, former Barça player, at left back. That means there's a space for Reece James next to Moises Caicedo in midfield. Enzo Fernandez is expected to play just ahead of those, with Garnacho and Estevao either side of Pedro Neto as a false 9. Joao Pedro, Liam Delap, Marc Guiu and Tariq George all on the bench. So there's no natural number 9 for Chelsea. They line up with a false 9.
And that is one of the most interesting choices that Enzo Maresca makes tonight. We were probably expecting Joao Pedro, one of the signings of the season, one of the top signings for Chelsea this season, to start today. Estevao gets the nod. A lot was said about yesterday. A lot of comparisons with Lamine Yamal. We were saying yesterday in the game preview, okay, yes, you can compare because of the age, because of the promise, but Lamine has done it on the big stage already. He's won Euros. He's led Barca to the Champions League semi-finals. We'll see if Estevao can perform to that standard, but it will no doubt be a good challenge, a good head-to-head between two young and upcoming talents.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's our Barcelona up then. Just 2 changes from the win on Saturday. Araujo comes back to the heart of defence, but Eric does keep his spot in midfield. He's next to De Jong, who was suspended for the league game. He's back available in the Champions League. Rashford is also back on the bench, but there's no space for him in the starting lineup. So Ferran, Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal will lead the front line. Watch out for Barça, Robert. There's 4 players who are 1 booking away from a suspension. Just something to think about maybe, and 3 in the starting lineup in Fermín de Jong and Lamine Yamal. So this is something maybe to think about, as it looks as though the players are going to switch ends here. Actually, I'm not sure whether that's Barça trying to get an advantage themselves, maybe. The old coin toss, if you win it, maybe you pick your end. As we are nearly ready here for what I think is going to be one of the games of the round, maybe the game of the round, one of the games of the competition. Certainly one of Barca's biggest tests so far this year, and in what hasn't been an easy schedule in the Champions League for Barca. Newcastle away, PSG at home, now Chelsea away, all within the first 5 match weeks. It's not easy.
It's one of those that was red circled on the calendar, no doubt. A visit to Stamford Bridge, as you said it, Pablo. Barca are an improved team over the last few games. They won before the international break, they won after the international break. Both of those games are always complicated schedule-wise. In both games, Barca managed to score 4 goals. It seems like some of the defensive issues have been addressed, but can the team confirm that tonight, as Chelsea will get the first touch of the ball? They get kickoff.
Yeah, here we go then. It's Enzo Fernandez who just delays. He's going to get us underway here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea versus Barca in Matchday 5 of the Champions League. Robert Sanchez kicks long. Let's see which way this one goes. Which way does it swing about? I get the feeling this is going to be highly contested. You mentioned, Robert, that there might be a battle for possession. Let's see how that sort of sizes up early on in terms of who really takes charge of this game, who gets their foot on the ball, who's the side who really are showing all the impetus. But I'll be hoping Lewandowski can get involved tonight too.
And it is hard to put Chelsea into a box, because they're a bit of an all-around team, I would say, because they do like to be proactive on the ball. They like to have possession. They like to create attacking, but they're also very solid at the back. They've conceded just 11 goals in 12 games in the Premier League, for example. 3 consecutive clean sheets in the Premier League. So it's hard to score against them. But also, I mean, attacking-wise, they've got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. They are a side who can do both things. It's a very young team at Chelsea, by the way, still yet to field a player over the age of 30 this season. Something to think about too.
Oh wow, I did not know that stat, Pablo.
For some of those Barca players maybe who watch that. It's quite a interesting tackle there by Chalobah. I think he got a bit of the ball, but he certainly came right through Lewandowski, and it was an aggressive tackle in just the first minute. This will tell us a bit better here. Yeah, he stamps down him. I'll tell you what, he gets a poke of the ball through, but boy does he follow through. Not great really that early on from Chalobah. Right on Lewandowski. You can see why he's hurt in all truth.
Well, speaking of Lewandowski, he is one of the options in our poll on the live chat. Who will score the first goal of the match? Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, the 3 forwards today for Barca. Rafinha, of course, will come off of the bench. There's an option of other as well, so send in your votes, guys. We already have over 2,000 votes. I'm going to keep my vote until the 3rd minute. I'm going to give it a bit of a think.
Okay.
Do we go Shark Attack? Do we go Lewandowski? Of course, both alternating the other day against Athletic Club in who's going to be the top scorer of the season. Lewandowski scored first, made it 8 for himself. All 8 goals in La Liga. Ferran Torres has scored 7 in La Liga, 2 in the Champions League. He is the team's top scorer with 9 now.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think I might have my answer, and it's you can have a bit of time for yours. I'm going for Lewandowski, Robert. I think it could be. I think this sort of night, big European night, he's done it so many times before, including against Chelsea and pretty much every other side you can think of in history. And I think this is the sort of night where there's not going to be many spaces for him to make things happen, and he's going to be the man who does it for Barca. Watch out here, because here comes Esteval for Chelsea early on, dancing feet. Did that come off him last? It didn't. Balde deflects it behind for a corner.
Right, well, I'll agree with you, and I'll go with the Lewandowski vote, and he is the 2nd most voted option with 27% of the votes. Lamine Yamal has 57%. By the way, one of the positive things about today, the return. Careful.
Watch out here, Fofana's got in. Big chance early on here for Chelsea, and they've taken an early lead here. Has the referee put the whistle to his lips? Yes, he has.
He has.
That's not going to stand, I think, for a handball from Wesley Fofana when he got in there, I think. Yeah, that's what the referee spotted. This will tell us. If not, that could be a rather disastrous start for Barça. I'm not sure who it was. I think Enzo Fernandez stuck it in the back, and then we'll have another look again here, Robert. I think that's bounced up off of Fofana's arm as he's controlled it. This will tell us.
Let's have a look here as the ball is played in. It's an attempt to clear. I'm not sure at all.
Let's see. We'll
have a better angle here. Lewandowski fails to clear. No. Oh, it's the second touch. It's the second touch. It comes off of his shoulder.
That's harsh, though, isn't it?
And then he follows through with his arm. So it creates an advantage for him.
What does?
And there's a movement. There's a movement towards the ball. I think that should be disallowed.
They're going to rule that out. Yeah. It's because it's one of those often, when it deflects off of your body and onto your hand. They don't give it, but I think you're right because he controls on his chest, and it's almost like he takes another control with his arm forward. They were always going to rule it out. I must say, in live time, I didn't see it, but referee was right on the spot, and he makes the correct call. So an early scare there evaded for Barça as Fernandez had stopped the ball in the back of the net. But for a Fofana handball, it won't stand. Early pressure then from Chelsea, and just an early scare for Barça. They've managed to get over here. Chelsea with an early possession here with Robert Sanchez. Nice little ball out to Cucurella, former Barça player, of course.
Yeah, fourth season at Chelsea. Not a lot of players can say that they've had such a long run at Chelsea. A lot of turnover, obviously, in the last few years. But they managed to win the Club World Cup in June. Right now sitting in second in the Premier League. Not doing too badly. Careful here.
Risky giveaway that from Reece James. This is Lamine. That's Ferran Torres. Oh, what a miss that is. Oh, my goodness me.
And he can't believe it.
Barça with a gilt-edged chance within 5 minutes here at Stamford Bridge. And I must say, in the form Ferran Torres is in, I can't quite believe he's missed it. I really can't.
Neither can he. It's good press. Fermin initiates. De Jong wins it back. Lamine plays it through. There's no offside. Ferran 1-on-1 with Robert Sanchez, and he sends it wide. It was almost too comfortable for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's remarkable. It really is. You're just waiting for the net to bulge, really, aren't you, with one of those?
Oh, yeah.
And Hansi Flick, I don't think can believe it either. And, I mean, Flick and Ferran had similar reactions, head in hands. Oh, what a big chance that's just gone begging there for Barça. I made the point, I'm not sure Barça were going to get many of those, but maybe they will. If Chelsea are open, if they come out and if they try and play out the back like that, then, well, Barça may well get good chances here. That was the first early one there. What a chance it was, I must say. Just wide of the post from Ferran. He will have to get his head up now. Forget about that one. Get it in the bag and go again, because I've got no doubt that he'll have more tonight.
Confirmation that Lamine Yamal is the most voted option. Ferran Torres had a 7%. Well, he almost scored there. I want to ask, related to that, a question of what will the key of the game be? Because option one is attacking efficiency, and attacking efficiency means converting those kind of opportunities. Let's hope that Barca don't have to live to regret that one. Option two, space in behind the defence. Obviously, that's been an issue in past games. Option three, reaction in key moments, which is what we just saw. Goal disallowed against Chelsea. Immediate opportunity for Barca. Bouncing back in key moments, or scoring in those psychological moments like we did the other day against Athletic Club, as the ball is played in and Koundé will clear.
Yeah, good defending. I mean, attacking efficiency. I'm not going to go for number one because I think Barca are going to get chances tonight against Chelsea. Okay. I do. So, hey, it's always important, I think, to be clinical. That miss is obviously not one you'd want to make in a game of this magnitude, but I think he's going to get another, Ferran. So I'm not going to go for one. Spacing behind the defence, we have got to be careful with the pace Chelsea have got, absolutely. But I'm going to go for three, Robert. I really am, because I think both teams, it's a game where both teams are going to have chances, actually, and they're going to have moments here. So I think that the way Barca react to those moments is imperative. Watch out here, because here's Caicedo. I think that's just gone out of play. He's kept it in fact. And he's going to find Reece James here. Straight at Juan Garcia. I'm going to go for number three. Reaction key moments. It's vital.
Barca need to be very careful when playing the ball out, because it looked like we'd got ourselves out of a situation of pressure there, but then a bad bounce allows Caicedo to recover and set up a good opportunity there for Reece James on the edge of the box. I'm going to go attacking efficiency. I mean, you need to take your opportunities at a stadium like this against a strong team like Chelsea. Let's hope that we don't have to remember that Ferran Torres opportunity, which came very early. And most of the live chat going with option and number one as well.
Okay. Well, I think they're thinking that miss did not go down well with them. Here is Ferran again, though. Appeals for a handball. Malo Gusto didn't know where the ball was. Still Ferran Torres. Good strength from him. Oh, and not quite on the same wavelength as Ballem, De Jong and Reece James now can swing Neto into the channel. Araujo comes out to greet him. Pedro Neto now for Chelsea. Ball drifted to the back post. It's a good ball too. It's going to find Alejandro Garnacho. Brilliant from Koundé. Really good defending. Put his body in there and wins the ball back for Barça. Joan Garcia kicks it long. Ferran may well chase that. May well get the end of it. Malo Gusto's going to do the job. Robert, how good I thought was Joan Garcia.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Joan Garcia was amazing in his return against Athletic Club, and you were saying Malo Gusto was going to get there first, but the fact that Ferran kept on going, kept on running after him, forced him into the mistake. So good job, Ferran there. Joan Garcia was amazing. Of course, he returns. There's a clean sheet. In the second half, Athletic did slow down a little bit, especially after Fermin's goal, and the sending off of Santé. There is the Dani Vivian header that Joan flies to clear over the crossbar back in the first half. He instilled confidence in the team. He made some big interventions, and it's great news that he is back.
Yeah, absolutely. He just instills a confidence at the back, I must say, and delighted to have him back. Certainly one of the big signings, of course, that we made this summer. And I thought he started really well, actually, before the injury, Joan Garcia. I mean, I even look back to the last away game in the Champions League, Robert, Newcastle away. I thought he made some vital saves in that one, certainly in the first half. I think Harvey Barnes, it was maybe, who had a big chance at the back post that he saved. And
nice build-up, Pablo.
Nice build-up. Lovely build-up this from Barça, because here comes Lamine Fermin. Tries to get it back to Lamine. It's going to fall here too. The number 10. Now Lewandowski tries to get his shot away. Yeah, quite right. Excellent build-up from Barça. Lovely down their right-hand side. Ferran. Neto's going to get there first. Was he fouled by Koulibaly? Referee says no. Will be a Barça throw. Good 10 minutes here, I think. Lively 10 minutes.
Good 10 minutes of football from both teams. A much contested game, but I did like that last build-up from Barca on the right flank. The combinations between Lamine Yamal, Koundé and Frenkie de Jong, I believe it was, to allow Lamine Yamal to break free. Then maybe the 1-2 that he tried to play with Fermin was just a little bit too complicated, trying to thread the needle just a bit too finely there.
It was ambitious.
Barca's starting to settle into this game. I don't mean to jinx anything here, but I like it.
They are. And I think they know that they're going to have to ride a few moments in this game. It's not going to be one of those ones we have complete dominance, and that is very much the nature of the Champions League when you play good sides. But hey, we've regained possession here. We're tapping the ball around nicely. A few nice combinations on the right-hand side that we're seeing here again. That was lovely. If that flick came off from Lamine, it's better from Barca, and they're just starting to ease themselves into this game and play like a side with confidence. And we saw that throughout last season's Champions League campaign, that Barca have grown in Europe, and they manage these moments better now under Hansi Flick, in my opinion. So we just want to see more of that tonight.
And we haven't talked all that much about Lamine Yamal yet. There's a Barca win the ball back, but with a foul. I think that the issues he may or may not have had have faded. I think Lamine, ever since the Bruges game, has performed at a very high level. The other day he doesn't score, but he produces 2 fantastic assists. He has a couple of moments of magic in that game against Athletic Club, and tonight it will be key, of course, to get him involved. Yeah,
absolutely it will. And you're right, we've barely mentioned him, which is almost bizarre, for a game of this magnitude. And here he is in the ball now. He'll be up against Cucurella too, by the way, which is going to be a good battle. Lovely from Lamine to Fermin Lopez. Here's the space again for Ferran Torres now. What can he just readjust himself? He lays it off to De Jong, who will find Lamine Yamal. Lovely control by the Barca number 10. What can he do here, Lamine? Stands up his man. Koundé. Eddie Garcia. Just patient from Barca, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Lamine is going to be, again, on a night like this, under the lights, Champions League. He loves these stages. That's a super ball. Fermin's in.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, that was a good chance, actually, by the end of it for Fermin.
It was indeed. He tried the volley on the turn. He's down in a heap. Let's see if there's anything punitive there. But Lamine Yamal saw the run inside. Gets in ahead. Fermin fails to connect with the volley. Is there any contact there? I think not enough, maybe.
I don't think it's ever going to be given. I think he gets a bit of maybe a kick or a knee there. Yeah. Oof. Gets a bit of a whack from Chalobah on the back, doesn't he? But
He does get it, and Chalobah has no chance of playing the ball.
No.
But
one of those that you just know is never going to be given. But Yeah, nice little dink ball around the back there from Hansi Flick, saying that was similar to one that was given earlier. As it were, it's not been given. That ball from Lamine, though, that's what he does so well. Out of nothing almost, really. Barely any backlift on the ball, just dinks it around the back and picks up a perfect cross. And had Federmin made contact there, you're looking at probably 1-0. Koundé wins that high, wins it really well because they always stayed down. Lamine Yamal now. Looking to see where the options open up. Still, looks like he's in form tonight.
Oh.
Let's see the idea, just not quite right on the execution. He's already looking lively though, Robert.
He is indeed, and it'll be interesting to see the battle with Cucurella. They know each other well. They're both Masia products. They play together in the Spanish national team. They probably go up against each other in training routine. So Cucu knows Lamine well. Lamine knows Cucu well. It'll be an interesting battle, no doubt. I see that the fans, I see some names that I recognize here. Labato Massi, I see Elmir Days, of course, Alia as well, Mac Lumbis. I see that they've got their special Visca Barça emojis out. So why don't we flood the live chat with those? Let's have a look. Let's see if you can flood the live chat with those Visca Barça emojis. I can see X Soccer with that emoji in there, and let's try and encourage the team who look more and more comfortable as the minutes have gone by, Pablo.
Yeah, they are looking comfortable as ever. Get the support in, people. Get the support in. Use your emojis, use your flags, get it all in. Barça are looking more and more comfortable. I think that they've grown into this game. It wasn't an easy first 10 minutes or so. Chelsea came up roaring, probably as we expected them to on a Champions League night in front of their fans. And Barça managed to settle down. Now they're starting to play good football. And you've got to do that in these away European games. You really do, especially in England. So Barça did that well in Newcastle. That's a great ball by Lewandowski. It's going to cause issues. Ooh. And watch out here because Robert Sanchez has come right through Fermin there. Got a whack of the ball. But hey, I must say, he's got to stop play. Surely the referee, if Fermin is still down. That was a hefty contact.
But how is that not a foul? I know it's that Sanchez gets there first, but in the follow-through, he just whacks Fermin.
He does.
So,
I mean, look at this. Oof.
I mean, I don't know. It's inertia. It's a bump. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Suppose it's on the follow-through and coming through, but you are right. I mean, he does. His right leg, really clatters down quite high up on Fermin, actually, around about his neck, sort of shoulder area. And I think nothing's going to be given here. No, you wouldn't. No, it's not. But Fermin, twice in a row, they're in the walls. Two big whacks he get, first from Chalobah and then from Sanchez. So, a little teasing ball in behind there. I think it was Lewandowski who dropped deep on that occasion, just trying to link up. Barça for now just slightly bossing possession, 54% to Chelsea's 46%.
I'm going to try and invoke a good moment here, Pablo. I'm going to try and see if I can make something positive happen with a bit of wizardry with one of our multi-choice questions. Let's see. What is your best memory, Coolers, of Stamford Bridge? And it's obvious. I know. It's number 3.
It is.
But number 1 and 2 have good cases. I mean, the Ronaldinho Golf Club goal, I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but that is one of the most unique goals I have ever seen. It's from a standstill position, and Ronaldinho almost just like puts it in with the inside of his right boot.
It's fascinating, yeah.
He dances in front of Ricardo Carvalho and scores a goal that I've never seen before, I've never seen again.
Yeah, it's funny because he's got a no backlift on the ball. And I like the little dance before, obviously, the little shimmy. And then he just sort of, golf clubs, pats it into the far corner. But it's unbelievable, yeah. The way he lifts the ball, it's...
And for those of us who are of a generation who were young enough not to remember Wembley 1992, 2006 was very special.
Okay.
Because it was the first Champions League we experienced.
Yes.
And we had been knocked out by Chelsea the previous year, and I'll finish my story when Ferran Torres, when we see what happens here with Ferran Torres.
It's a challenge, Mike. I say to there. Ferran Torres looked like he was in. That was a crunching tackle. Yeah, continue, Robert.
2006, we knew we had a great team. Deco, Eto'o, Ronaldinho, a very young Leo Messi, Ludovic Juli, Victor Valdés, Puyol, Iniesta, Xavi. We knew we had a great team. We'd been knocked out by Chelsea the previous year. Chelsea had Mourinho as head coach, and that 2006 game is iconic. A 2-1 win at Stamford Bridge in a field which was in much worse conditions than what it is tonight. And a very young Leo Messi. Yeah, it was a sand pitch. In a very young Leo Messi, who was 18 years old that day, wreaked havoc. Yeah. And he caused the sending off of Asier del Horno. I know, of course, that the correct answer is number 3. And I mean,
this has to be done, eh?
Look at this.
They can.
I'm all geared up.
These are great, by the way. You've got some good pairs of socks for these, you know.
There you go. Don Andres, celebrating on my socks.
That's a good one, Don. You've got to. I'll tell you who would love that. Some of the Barça fans in the chat. Good from Juan Garcia clears that ahead of Gusto. It's number 3, isn't it? But
it is.
It's funny you say, but it's funny, isn't it? The sort of like relationship and past Barça I've got with Stamford Bridge, because like you read the record and it's not great.
They're just one win in 8 games.
But the memories are really great. There's some really good ones in there, aren't there?
See, well, that Ronaldinho goal came in a 4-2 defeat, in which if you talk to someone like Marbrau, he will tell you that we got robbed that day. I would say that it's not great to concede 3 goals and go 3-0 down in the span of 15 minutes. But Barca had to try and come back from that. Did, in fact, get themselves into a 3-2 position, and then Chelsea scored the 4th in a controversial goal, no call on a foul on Victor Valdés. Okay. But we got ourselves into a vulnerable position and then struggled to pull back.
Yeah.
And but obviously that was a defeat which had a bit of a moral effect. It's like, okay, we can compete with one of Europe's greats. Chelsea, which was coached already by Jose Mourinho, as well, had some great players in the squad, and it was a very tight tie. Careful here with Chelsea.
Mal stop. Inside here to Reece James. I'm always a fan of a bit of a Barça history lesson from you, Erdogan. I'm sure the fans are too.
The thing that hurts me is that what I'm talking about was 20 years ago.
It shouldn't be. Even as someone who's young, the fact that you said 2006, I think you said, was 19 years ago. I thought, has he got that wrong? Or? No, it is. It's
the fact that Ronaldinho played for Barca 20 years ago. I mean, it just breaks my brain.
It's uncomfortable.
Or the Iniesta goal. The Iniesta goal was 16 years ago.
It's not right.
It's not right at all. It shouldn't be legal.
It's an absolutely mad situation. We could go over that all night, couldn't we? As it were, 21 minutes played. Chelsea have got a free kick in a pretty dangerous spot here. Reece James is going to be over. I think it was Garnacho got caught late, just a tad late by Koundé.
We haven't talked about the history between Garnacho and Barca, or Barca and Garnacho. There was a bit of back and forth, I remember, when we had that Europa League tie.
Goodness me, yeah. When he was doing the nonsense after the game. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, bit of maybe a bit of no love lost, I'd say. Wall being set up. Referee goes into the box, trying to separate a few bodies here. Since the frantic start, but we've had a bit of a last 5, 6, 7 minutes, a bit more calm, a bit less chaotic, I'd say. Barca put their foot on the ball. Chelsea's done the same. As it were, there's going to be a bit of defending to do here for Barca, you'd imagine, because James leaves it for Estival. In by Estival, and it's going to go to the back post where Enzo Fernandez taps it in. The flag is up again, and for the second time, Enzo Fernandez is going to have a goal ruled out.
Okay, well, Enzo says he was not offside. I think it's Fofana who does contest it. So
let's have a look here.
He's way off.
Fofana, yeah. Let's have a look. And I think Enzo could be off. Oof.
Even if he doesn't get a touch, he's involved.
Yeah,
he's involved.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. They've got to decide, obviously, whether Fofana is. I think Enzo is either level or behind Ferran on the far side.
I'd like to see it again.
It's whether they deem that Fofana intervenes, and I wonder whether he will, because I just wonder whether Juan Garcia was thinking about coming and doesn't because he thinks Fofana's going to head it. This is going to be very interesting to see what they give here.
I think he's involved. I think he is involved.
Yeah.
It was Shaloba, sorry.
Was it?
Yeah. So he's offside, clearly. Enzo,
tight,
probably
isn't it?
not. But
Yeah, it is. Does he? Oof.
Even if he doesn't get a touch.
Don't think he touches it. It's not been given.
No, it's not been given.
No goal. Yeah, they're going to say they're going to deem that was involved. Chalobah and Fofana, in fact, were both deemed to be in an offside position on that occasion. So 2 scares really there. 2 potential goals for Enzo Fernandez that haven't stood. Probably say rightly so, no, Dorrit?
Yeah. I mean, but we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful with these set-piece situations. Careful here, we give the ball away. Estevao plays it through.
Estevao plays it through, and Neto's quick. He shouldn't be caught here. Pedro Neto, he blazes it over into the Matthew Harding stand on his right foot, not his favourite foot. And Barça survive yet another scare there. That's exactly what I think Maresca would have tried to do tonight. The pacing behind of Neto, threatening the back line. Did see it there. And just over the top of the bar.
Here, in space, Chelsea causing a threat. It was off of a long touch by Balde. Neither him nor Frankie de Jong could get to the ball. And Chelsea managed to break out quick. We need to be very, very careful.
Yeah. That's probably the first time tonight, actually, that having Neto down the middle has worked for Chelsea. The Barça have been caught out by it. The pace of mine, it was just on a turnover of possession, wasn't it? That's another one. That was good from Koundé, though. He just got his boot in there. And maybe now Barça can break if they hurry. Reece James gets in there. Certainly highly contested, isn't it? Only 25 minutes played. It's balanced. It's a little bit cagey at times. And since that gilt-edged chance Barça have had for Ferran Torres, we haven't really been able to create another one quite like that since then. And maybe you're right. You were right, Robert, about needing to take our chances and be clinical.
Well, we had said that Barça were looking more and more comfortable, settling into the game. Now it seems like Chelsea have taken their turn at being the dominant side. Let's see if Barça can recompose themselves. Now,
He's won the ball, says the referee. Estevao now weaves away and finds Enzo Fernandez. This is Garnacho for Chelsea. Alejandro Garnacho. Koundé's managed to somewhat halt him, and his pullback was poor. Only going to find Caicedo, though. Enzo Fernandez. Good block by Ferran. Slid in well.
Good work. Good defensive work by Ferran Torres.
Quite a bit of defending to do, though, for Barça.
Chelsea dialing up the pressure, though.
Koubarsi read that well as well. Good from Barça. It's something they're going to have for their game this season, Barça. Defend well, stay compact, know when to dig in as a team. So far tonight, doing it well enough.
Dear. 25 minutes. We've seen a bit of everything, and let's see if Barca can push things up this end a bit. Fermin now frustrated with the press.
Yeah, that's too easy, really, isn't it, for Caicedo to run away? This is Estevao now. Estevao has options far side. He's going to find them all a bit too easy right now for Chelsea from a Barca point of view. Garnacho now, pullback's good. Fernandez, brilliant from Balde. That's a vital intervention. I wonder whether that was going to fall to Gusto at the back post. Had to get in the way there, Barca's left back, and he did. Corner.
Chelsea have momentum right now. Barca need to find a way to recompose themselves, to just calm things down a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to ride this latest Chelsea storm, don't they? Garnacho now. Too much room for Cucurella. Where was the defence there? Surely now it is. Chelsea do have their lead. Pedro Neto got one touch. I wonder whether it's actually an own goal in the end, Robert. But really, to concede the way they did from the corner, the short corner was too easy.
Too much space for Cucurella, who was left lingering in the background. All the attention shifted to the player who was on the edge of the box. I need to see the replay there to see who it was. But yep, Chelsea take the lead in the 27th minute.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take another good look on the replay here. It was a short corner, wasn't it, Robert? This here, Cucurella into Estevao and then to Garnacho. And this ball, I'll tell you what, he's off now.
Oh, he's off. Oh, Barca could be let off the hook here.
That's very tight, I must say.
I think he may be off, but still, how is he alone? How is he all by his
No, yeah. It was silly defending. It was a 3-on-2 and Barca got caught out by it. Too easy, way too easy. And I don't know whose own goal that is in the end, actually.
Koundé,
I think so too. It was quite a bizarre situation, actually. It was blocked by Ferran. It's Koundé.
Yeah, they can't get it out of underneath their own legs. I mean, let's see, because I think we may be let off the hook here. if Cucurella was offside.
It's a funny one actually because Ferran blocks it off the line from Neto's shot, and then Koundé twice bundles it over as Ferran tries to block it again.
Oh, it did
and
count.
It's going to count. That's onside.
Okay.
So Chelsea do have the lead at Stamford Bridge, and there you go, Jules Koundé with an own goal. And we were just saying, Robert, actually, that Chelsea were having a good spell of pressure, of momentum. The question was asked, can Barca ride this storm? And in a quite frustrating way for Hansi Flick. I mean, we've said a few times this season that the goals conceded in the Champions League have been frustrating, haven't they?
Yeah. The frustrating thing about this one is lack of attention, really. It's, as you say, it's an easy 3-on-2. Cucurella just lingers in the background and waits to see if he's left all by himself. He is. The ball played through to him, and it's a stroke of bad luck for Barca, who now could recover the ball through Ferran Torres. Obviously, it's a shot that was initially blocked, and then the ball is pushed in by Koundé, who now has to defend the situation.
Yeah, these are vital minutes now, this, for Barca. That's excellent from Fernandes. This is Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho. Vital block from Cubarsí. Now Augusto. Reece James. What a strike that was, just over the top of the crossbar. Chelsea really on it now. Barca have got to ride this storm and keep things at 1, because now the Blues are really, really pushing. Excellent block by Cubarsí there. And Reece James's effort fired over.
Barca just struggling a little bit in these moments of the game. It's just lacking a bit of a spark of trying to get to that 50-50 ball and react to what Chelsea are doing.
Yeah. I'll have to agree. Nearly 30 minutes on the clock here. You wonder what Hansi Flick will be thinking. Maybe it could have been a different game had Barca taken their early chance. But you'd probably say Chelsea have been the side who have been on the front foot in terms of creating chances. Barca just need to maybe regain a bit of calm themselves, but also certainly show that spark in the final third. Get the ball to Lamine more, certainly, I'd say. When he's cut inside and is filled with those crosses, those little dinks in behind, that's when Barca have looked dangerous. They've not really fed Lewandowski so far tonight at all, Robert. We've not seen him have a chance.
We haven't seen Lewandowski have a chance, really, no. Let's see if we can get the ball into the right spots for him. One of the symptomatic stats is total passes for Barca. 123, it's 148 for Chelsea.
I mean, that's shifted in the last 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Chelsea have just taken a scruff hold of the game, really. And I just wonder whether Barca were going to be able to ride the storm. They couldn't in the end, and the way they conceded was frustrating. It was a good intervention by Cucurella, but here come Barca again with Lamine Yamal. Danger now. This is exactly where he wants it. Surely was a foul on Lamine there from Cucurella. I can't believe he's not given that. And here come Chelsea on the other end. Well,
was he not knocked over?
I thought he was offside. Barca line works there. I mean, he looked a cliff. I'll tell you what, it looked like one of those where Cucurella was just saying you're not going to get past and fouled him clearly. I can't believe he didn't give it.
I think Araujo may have received the yellow card here for complaining.
Yeah. Sounds like it, isn't it? Yeah, I think he has.
Looking for Ronald Araujo. He was not one of the players who...
No, he wasn't. He is...
who was one yellow away from suspension,
No. Barca need a little bit of something here. We need a lift, I'd say. Eh? Shot here with Lamine. Dances away from Enzo Fernandez. That was excellent from Lamine. Nice give and go here, but the give and go was overhit. Chalobah comes across.
Chelsea don't look challenged right now at the back. We need to get Lamine Yamal a bit more involved. Balls into space for Ferran Torres. Try and find Lewandowski on the finishing end of things. Let's get Firmino on the run. Barca look unsettled.
Yeah, they do. They certainly do. And
look at Balde having to run all the way back to get there.
Yeah. No, you can feel it as well. You really can. I mean, for now, for me, for Barca, they've got to ride this period. They really have, and they've got to make sure they don't concede a second, because right now Chelsea have got the bit between their teeth. Here comes Caicedo, good tackle, really good tackle. I think it was Lewandowski actually working back, and he's going to have to do that because, that's what Barca have got right now. Caicedo this time misplaced the pass through to Joan Garcia.
Right, well, 32 minutes played. Can Barca react here?
Balde, lots of space here. This is better for Barca. Alejandro Balde. He's got Ferran Torres wide. Ferran, Lamine Yamal. Well, it fell to him in a good area, didn't it? It's not the easiest chance first time, but contact was weak in the end, straight at Robert Sanchez.
Slightly mishit there by Lamine Yamal. First shot on target for Barca in the entire game, that one. It's a shame. Maybe he did have time to just take one touch to slow the ball down and then hit it. But, of course, in games like this, you've got Chelsea players jumping at you, so you might as well just take opportunities on the first touch. Careful here.
Esteval once more for Chelsea. Still Esteval. Good tackle again by Ferran. Defensively, he's been good for him. He's worked in really well. Space opens up here for Neto. And Garnacho. I think it was an excellent save by Juan Garcia. Offside anyway, wouldn't have counted. What a stop that was, though, had it played on.
Oof, fantastic save by Juan Garcia there. I'm not sure what the call was. There's an offside. I don't know. We're going to see now.
This is the goal, all right, yeah. Oh, it's all the way from Kubarsi.
It's the back of Kubarsi's left foot.
It's tight.
That makes Cucurella onside.
I mean, even there, even once Neto gets his shot away, Ferran blocks it. It's just luck of the draw, isn't it? But it then hits off Koundé and goes in. Big chance for Barcelona with Fermín López. This is maybe the moment for them. Fermín. Lamine Yamal. Can he get a shot away? Lamine darts past Cucurella. Lamine Yamal, and Cucurella got back in. And it's going to be, I think, a goal kick to open up there for Barca, didn't it really, Robert? Big chance goes begging.
Lamine tried to go deep here and place the ball back inside. Tried to cut back. I think that the ball goes off of him last instance. Maybe a better option is to try and look for his own shot with his left foot. But at least Barca finding space in the last couple of minutes. The run by Alejandro Balde, now this one.
We'll still with a loose touch there. Can Barca maybe regain possession high up the field? It's going up for a throw-in, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, even there, we saw Balde a few moments ago. He just got a half yard of space to drive into. Just now there as well. A bit better from Barca, a bit more hopeful. There's some space to run into him behind. It's just like to threaten the Chelsea backline. I just wonder whether Lamine was better off coming inside, actually, instead of going on the outside of Cucurella.
Obviously, sometimes you want to mix it up so that it doesn't become predictable, your move. But in that instance...
The bodies were inside. Now Lamine again then. Just not enough on that little flick was there to Koundé. Good tackle though by Lamine to win it off Garnacho. 35 minutes played here, Robert. Barca 1-0 behind to Chelsea. And the complexion, of course, in the Champions League standings, this is a vital, vital game this evening. It really is. Only 3 to go after tonight. Barca so far with 2 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat from the 4 games prior to this. Well, it's going to be a Barca throw-in after Araujo was able to bully Neto off the ball.
Been a frustrating game for Neto so far in that battle with Cubarsi. And Araujo, of course, not playing in his natural position here. Neto, let's go, Lamine.
Big chance here. Lamine tries to find Ferran in behind. That was the pass. That's the option. That's the ball, isn't it, for Barca? If they can just get it right. Robert Sanchez clears here to Esteval. Surrounded by Barca bodies. Balde won it back, but it's gone straight to James. Now Chalobah.
Right, I ask you, Pablo. What will the score be at half-time? 1-0, 1-1, or will Barca have turned it completely around 2-1? I'll sign for a 1-1.
I will too. We've got to believe as well. We've got to believe and have some positivity. I think it's feeling a bit flat right now away from home. You know, Barca, we've got to believe. We've got to believe, and I'm sure the fans will say the same. The most optimistic of you will be saying 2-1. I know you will, but I think Hansi Flick, it will be delighted. He'd snap your hand off a 1-1 right now. He really would with how things have gone.
Now Barca a little bit more of the ball, maybe, Pablo. Is it just hopeful thinking?
No, I think the storm Chelsea produced with the goal and the period after it has sort of slowly passed. Now it's down to Barca to turn the impetus down the other end. Can they do that? They managed to get a bit more possession, but even still, when they get to the final third, I mean, Chelsea are dealing with it easily enough. That's what you said earlier, Robert, that they're not threatening or causing Chelsea enough problems or issues right now.
I do wonder if things stay this way. When does Hansi Flick pull the Rafinha card out of his sleeve?
Yeah, and how many minutes has he got in him tonight?
Yeah.
Maybe more than we would have wanted initially. That's nice from De Jong, though. Into Fermin. Chance opens up here. This is where the space is for Barça.
Lewandowski was gone.
Again there. I mean, we got to make the final pass into the final third because Chelsea get back in with Malo Gusto, who now finds Estevao. Gusto's in again here. Estevao steps inside of Balde. Finds Pedro Neto. Going to line up a shot here instead. Delays. Finds Alejandro Garnacho. Still Garnacho. Barca have dealt with him pretty well so far tonight. Fernandes offside again. Line held well once again from Barca. We have managed to keep Chelsea offside. Unfortunately not for the goal. Just run out of room there, Garnacho, though.
Most of our fans on YouTube going for the 1-1 option. Elmir Days, Alia, Mac Lumvis, Milita Maragita as well. Labato Massi. Alia says, will not be greedy. 1-1 for now and the win in the second half for us.
Yeah.
So I agree with that line of thinking, yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's one of those nights where I said, I mean, a draw isn't, as a whole, a terrible result, but in the complexion of the group, hey, I mean, Barca need the wins, I need the points. Balde's looked lively so far when he's got to these areas. That is going to be a booking, though, for Malo Gusto. So the first yellow card for Chelsea then. One each, if I'm not wrong. Is that now, Robert? No,
Araujo for Barca, Malo Gusto for, there we go, for Chelsea.
Pulls back Balde, who again was getting away. I just wonder whether that's a bit of a tool for Barca to break out as the game goes on. Balde, when he drives into those sorts of areas, very dangerous and very difficult to stop.
He has been, Malo Gusto, maybe the player who's been the most doubtful or hesitant in his moves. We saw him make that mistake on the Ferran Torres pressure before. Now being outrun by Alejandro Balde, maybe there's something to exploit there with the yellow card as well. Yeah,
100%. Something for Barca to think about in terms of threatening one specific side. Not able to win a throw in there for Chelsea. Malo Gusto's still down here. I think he got a kick-off of Lewandowski, maybe.
I love how our fans are delivering with the Bizka Barça emojis, by the way.
Yeah, they're getting them in now. I mean, we need them tonight, Robert. We need them tonight.
We do need them, and we need all our YouTube premium members as well. While the game is stopped, while the game is halted, while there's a stoppage in play, let's shout out the new members. A lot of new members, Pablo Walls, today on our YouTube channel. A lot of people I need to shout out here, especially those who have signed up for the premium pack in Boubacar Rishkan, Tarek Aishami, Cow FL07. Bit of tension there between Neto and Kubarsi, and a long list of names who have signed up for the basic pack here for lovely roulette. Lovely roulette by Alejandro Balde. I thank all of our new members, our new YouTube Premium and Basic members for joining us. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to Gavor Bihari, Vishak, Pablo Shombusha, Noel Kajina, Ibrahim Atiam. Pablo, do interrupt if you need to. Lamarana Ba, Bankbag 6341, Jean-Marc De Blanda, Brian Shanta, Gamba Master, Ruslan Kristiuk, Glenn 6254, Cristobal Lainer, Tienda Medical, Junior Mercadoni Carawa, Yori 7, Batu 594, and Buko Maiche. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. Thank you for becoming basic and premium members. A lot of advantages, like being able to interact with us on this live chat, being able to interact with Pablo and me, and being able to encourage Barca to score that equaliser before half-time, maybe. Let's see if we have it in us.
Yeah, thank you very much, people, for joining in. Lots of you watching on tonight. Watch out here, because Lewandowski tries to get in foul. Lots of you watching on tonight, and hey, we need your support more than ever right now. Barca in a tricky moment here at Stamford Bridge, in need of a goal, and we need your guys' support. Come on, Cordes.
Use your new emojis as well. I see Labato Massi with a love Barca emoji. I love it. Let's see if you can show us some of those cool emojis that you have for being premium members.
Just saw a shot there of Rashford on the Barça bench. That's probably going to be a talking point, isn't it? Maybe for us at half-time to think about that Barça bench. And we said right at the top of the programme that Barça today have a stronger bench than in recent weeks. Yep. Olmo, Rashford, Rooney. I'm forgetting people, Robert. Cazador,
Rashford, Rooney, Rafinha, of course.
Rafinha. It's so much stronger than we've been used to in the last month or so. It really is. So, oh dear, watch out there.
Oh, could that be a second yellow?
On Cucurella. Yes, it is. And he is off. And
Barça in trouble.
Down to 10. And Araujo was ever so late on Cucurella.
He was. The frustrating thing here is that the first one is for complaining. It's for dissent.
First one was for dissent. The second one, he was incredibly late. And I must say now, Robert, everything changes for Barça.
It does
They were
indeed.
already in this tricky position at 1-0 down. And now down to 10. Not at a place you want to be down to 10. And not against a team you want to be down to 10. And couldn't even get to half-time, with a 1-0. And, well, there you go. Araujo sent off.
Wow. Okay. So Hansi Flick has a lot of thinking to do at half-time. It's a late challenge by Ronald Araujo. He didn't even complain.
I think he was so certain he was going to get the ball, Robert. I really do. Yeah, and he ran straight off the pitch. He knew it.
Yeah.
He was so certain he was going to get the ball. And in fact, in live time, I thought he was too, but Cucurella's mighty quick and he got in there. He nipped in there and he got the first touch on the ball, and then you're in trouble. Once you're committed, you're in big trouble, and you've got to be careful as a centre-back in those positions. And ultimately, Araujo thought he could win it. He felt he could win it, and there you go.
Well, we're going to have to make some changes at half-time. Try and hang on until half-time at least. We'll see how much time is added on. 2 minutes of added time.
Wow.
So
Barca now, well, not concede from this is going to be step number one, and then rejig. I mean, I'm already thinking about the rejig, and maybe you pop Eder Garcia back to centre-back, don't you? And you reassess, obviously, don't you?
And you probably take off someone like Ferran or someone like Lewandowski and hope for the best. Try and bring on maybe Marcus Rashford, exploit his speed, bring on the hard-working Rafinha.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, it's going to be...
That's my initial thought. Yeah, you pop back Eric Garcia, bring Fermin back a little bit to help Frenkie de Jong,
and maybe even then you throw on a Cazador in midfield instead of a Ferran or a Lewandowski, for example, and you reassess. All of that is for Hansi Flick to think about at half-time. It's not been the first half that Barca wanted at Stamford Bridge.
Nope.
And so far, I remember last time Barca won here, 2006. Even though there have been games that have felt like victories before then. In fact, Robert, before the half was even up, Eric has tucked straight back into centre-back alongside Cubarsí, as you would expect.
And Fermin has drawn his position back a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barca in a tough situation right now at Stamford Bridge, 1-0 down. And
watch out here, Ferran could get in there. I mean, that's all moment, isn't it? Maybe just a slice of luck and to get in behind, break in behind. I think you're right that, just like that, for example, nearly. Can Barca pinch something there? As it were, Neto's going to get in behind. But you're probably looking for a breakaway. Chelsea are going to have a lot of possession now in the second half, you'd imagine, with the man advantage. It's whether Barca, with some pace in behind, with a breakaway, something, even a set piece maybe, to find a way through.
I'm thinking about that Benfica game last year. Were we not one man down in that game in which Rafinha scores?
Yeah, we're down for about 70 minutes of it. About 70 minutes of it. As it were, half-time whistle has gone here. We'll discuss everything in just a few moments' time. It's Chelsea 1, Barca 0. Jules Koundé own goal, the difference between the two sides. But Araujo has just been sent off for Barca, which means this second half really... Well, it's all to play for now. Barca have a rejig to do. They have concentration to do. They're going to have to reshuffle things a bit in the second half if they're to get anything from this game, as it were. At Stamford Bridge at half-time in the Champions League, it's Chelsea 1, Barca 0.
Well, half-time at Stamford Bridge, and this is not the situation we were wishing for at half-time. 1-0 down after a few disconcerting moments from Barça in this first half, where we did have our opportunity in that Ferran Torres shot, which went wide from point-blank range in front of Robert Sanchez. But Chelsea have been a threat, and it was a Barça distraction, really, Pablo, that led to the goal. Then, of course, there's the issue of the Ronald Araujo sending off. Barça will have to play the entire second half with 10 men, so not the most encouraging situations of all to try and walk away with something positive from Stamford Bridge tonight. No,
I mean, it's not been the first half Barça wanted by any stretch. I think, look, this was always going to be a tough game, and we knew Chelsea were going to come out firing. We knew they were going to have chances. And I thought, hey, Barca dealt with that okay. They gave up a few chances. They also had a few themselves. I think Fermin nearly got in. Ferran had a golden chance on minute 5. Then the goal comes. The goal was sloppy. It was silly. I think we left Chelsea on a 3-on-2. Cucurella was unmarked. You could see the pass a mile off. And Barca missed it. In the end, the way it goes in is tough luck, really. I think the way it ends up trickling over the goal line. And then, okay, Chelsea push on from that point. Barca looks a little bit rocked. But at 1-0 down, you know, I suppose you're still in the game. We still are now. But, hey, when you go into 10 men, it does obviously turn things from bad to worse. And it makes this a really tricky situation now for Barca to navigate. You're right to bring up that Benfica game last year, because what a display that was with 10 men for Barca. Of course, it was 0-0 at the time in that game. So, different sort of scenario. But, hey, Barca are going to have to try and ride on maybe a bit of that from last year in the togetherness in this group to work with each other and get something out of this game.
Hansi Flick has a lot to think about in this half-time. We'll see how the team comes out in the second half. We were just talking about the options of Rafinha, Marcus Rashford, Dani Olmo, Marc Casado, all of them more attack-minded options. We'll see what Hansi Flick does in that regard, because how risky can you be in looking for the equaliser being one man down? I mean, maybe we don't see all of those players come on. We've seen the adjustment made already. Eric Garcia's been moved into centre-back. Fermin moves his position back a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised, Pablo, if one of the attacking players is taken off.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're going to see. I think we're going to see a change at half-time, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's going to leave it the same. Not with 3 attackers up there. I think he's going to take one of Ferran or Lewandowski off probably and chuck on another midfielder. And then Eric Garcia will just go back to centre-back, you know, next to Kubarsi. I think that's the most likely solution for Hansi Flick in this one.
Okay, well, we are going to take a break here, but as always, Pablo, you've prepared a halftime quiz.
I have indeed, a bit of a halftime quiz, bit of a Barca-Chelsea trivia for you, also a little bit of like a stat with the return to the Spotify Camp Nou on Saturday. So enjoy it. Let's see if you can get 5 out of 5. Lift your spirits. Get ready for a big second half.
And we'll be back in a few minutes, ready for this second half of this game at Stamford Bridge. Right, well, that was the halftime quiz for you. Who got 5 out of 5? Don't lie to us. We'll know.
Come on. Today was a day to get 5 out of 5. Whoever did, well done, eh? Well done. Because there was a few tricky ones in there, so well done. And maybe to lift your spirits, lift your morale after that first half, it would have done you well.
Okay, well, a challenging halftime talk, I would say, for Hansi Flick after the team, being maybe a bit disappointing in certain moments of the first half, not being able to control what Chelsea were doing, especially off of the set pieces. I thought that Chelsea were always a bit of a threat in set pieces. The goal comes from a bit of a distraction. A few loose balls that Barca weren't able to control as well. We did see some positive things. We saw some good high press from Barca, creating opportunities off of that, some transitions as well, but it wasn't consistent throughout the first half. And of course, to cap it all off, the Ronald Araujo sending off. He didn't even complain. He was late to the challenge with Marco Corella, and now that handicaps the team for the entire second half. You said, Pablo, that you thought there might be a substitution at halftime. I have to agree with you. We'll see if Hansi Flick moves the bench or not.
Yeah, it's a really tough one to take for Barca at the end of the first half. I'm not someone who thinks you have to be amazing in Europe, especially not away from home in Europe, and especially not against the big teams. And look, against Newcastle, for example, it's a good example. I don't think we were that amazing in the first half, but we managed the game. And in this game, we conceded a silly goal, but at 1-0, you're okay, I suppose. And we managed it okay. We weren't at our best, but hey, we can kick on in the second half, and we've got the players to do that. When you get up to 10, of course, you give yourself an almighty, mighty task. You really do. Now Flick has got one of his biggest halftime team talks of the season. He's got a massive, massive job to do. He's now got to try and find a solution to this problem. We can see on our screens immediately, Robert, that André Santos is going to come on for Chelsea midfielder, so I'm not really sure what Maresca's thinking with that. I wonder immediately, actually, whether that's for Malo Gusto, who's on a booking, and he'll be thinking, I don't want this to end up at 10v10, and that, of course, then Reece James will go back to right back. So Flick will probably be thinking similar sort of things in terms of how can he rejig things. We're still waiting to see if Flick really is maybe over-ambitious, whether he keeps the 3 attackers on and says, we've got to take the game to Chelsea, we can't sit in because else it's just going to be a matter of time before the second comes, or whether he does think, no, we've got to keep this at 1 and try and hit them on the break ourselves and change things. All of that we're going to find out in just a few moments' time, but Chelsea do make a sub at half-time from what it looks like.
You wonder who will be the player who's taken off. A good first half from the home side. Of course, they did create some good opportunities. Hansi Flick steps back onto the pitch, which probably means that the team is almost ready to come back on. We have not been given footage of Barca players warming up, so we'll see. We'll see if Barca's coach has decided to make a substitution at half-time. I know, but I said a positive first half for Chelsea, no doubt. They'll be happy with what they managed to do. They had a couple of goals disallowed as well, a couple of close calls. So on the whole, you can't say it's not deserved, that 1-0 result at the break.
Chelsea will be happy. I think they came out and they executed the game plan they wanted to. I think they wanted to play fast, get the fans behind them, get the first goal. Like you said, Robert had a few disallowed, finally got it in quite odd circumstances, really, with the way it ended up trickling in. But like I said, it's mainly down to Barca to try and ride that storm and maybe only get in at a 1-0, which we have, of course, but with 11v11 intact and without the man we're seeing in the background, Cole Palmer, who's not available and not in the squad too either, as Maresca has a word with André Santos. For fans who maybe aren't watching, hey, Chelsea have been good. They're a good team, and it's been tough, I suppose, for Barca to get at them. But I still think there is something in this game for Barca. It's going to have to be now a game plan executed to perfection if there is going to be anything we get from it. But Flick has now got to try and instill belief in his players, is what I'd say at half-time.
Right, well, the players are stepping onto the pitch, so I reckon, Pablo, we should go back to game commentary mode, as there will be a substitution at half-time. Let's start second half game commentary.
There you have it. Marcus Rashford on for Ferran Torres is the only sub at half-time for Barca. Interesting, Robert. I just wonder how we're going to line up now. So, what I was predicting, what maybe we were all predicting, was that Barça were going to rejig things a bit. They were going to put an extra body on a midfield. No. Flick goes with the front three. He's going to have Lewandowski, Lamine and Rashford all in that front three to try and take on Chelsea. Fermin next to De Jong in the midfield. Loans someone that they're going to see all drop back in the centre back. Fascinating.
It's fascinating, no doubt. Marcus Rashford is going to indeed have to do a lot of running up and down the pitch, but I think Flick wants to go with his speed. When Barca are deep inside their own half and manage to win it back, try and get him on the outlet and see if with Marcus Rashford's speed Barca can create some opportunities. Let's start the second half.
Yeah, Barca, the ones to get us back underway. Really intrigued to see how this sets up in terms of, are Barca able to at least keep hold of some of possession, or will it just be a Chelsea storm and Barca trying to break them on the counter-attack? We'll have to wait and see all of that. No foul given that time on Caicedo. Now it is given in a delayed decision. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea from Hansi Flick. I'm someone who actually, I'm quite of the fan of not caving in when you go down to 10 men. I actually think if you go down to 10 men and take all your attackers off, then you just basically instilling to
you're
the
just
team.
Surrendering. You're just surrendering. And also you're sending a message.
Yeah, exactly. As to the team, you're saying, I don't believe we can win this. But Flick is actually saying, no. We need to win this, or we want to get something from this game. So I'm going to leave my 3 attackers on. That's exactly what he's done. So I don't think it's a bad call at all. I think Barca have got to show, at least we're 1-0 down, we've got to at least have something going forward in this game. So he leaves them on. And
I think that Barca are going to have their moments in the second half. Obviously, 11 against 10, this is a quality side in Chelsea. They're going to have their opportunities. They're probably going to have more possession. But Barca are going to have their moments. Barca are going to have their opportunities. Can we seize those? Is the question.
Certainly is the question, yeah. I think that might have come last off Cucurella. No, it didn't. It's going to be a Chelsea throw-in. Well, certainly if there's a player, who can make all the danger happen, it is Lamine Yamal. He's one of those who Barca will be looking for in the second half to really threaten. He's one of those players who can often make you feel like you're playing with 11, even when you're playing with 10, with just how good he is. Nice turn that from Enzo Fernandez. De Jong gets in there. Free kick goes Chelsea's way at the start of the second half here. See Enzo there tugged down by De Jong. De Jong now, by the way, with the armband on.
Enzo's been nightmarish also in this game, involved in almost all of the key actions in the game, playing in that attacking midfielder role. He had a couple of goals disallowed as well, so a player to keep an eye on, no doubt. He's their top scorer, by the way, this season.
Enzo Fernandez.
In all competitions. He is the penalty taker.
He is one who takes the penalty. He's one of those who can pop up in the box. Caicedo now. This is Andre Santos, the half-time change. So Chelsea now with no players who are on a booking in their starting lineup. He's James back to Caicedo. Estevao. Andre Santos. Now Reece James.
Marcus Rashford playing on the left-hand side of the pitch. By the way, he's going to have to help Alejandro Balde out, definitely making runs into the back of defence. And at the moment, Barca letting Chelsea have the initiative here.
Yeah, they are. I mean, when you've got 10, it's so hard to actually get a foothold of possession. And against a side like Chelsea, who obviously have had it in the first half too for large spells, it's going to be even harder, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be a half of picking the moments. And I think that's why Hansi Flick said to pick our moments, we're going to need speed, we're going to need pace. And I do think Rashford is a player that you need when you're down to 10 men. He's a sort of talent that he's got the pace. He can produce a shot from long range, a moment of something. He's scored here before as well, plenty of times in his career. So, hey, this is a player who Barca didn't have on the weekend. They performed well without him, but in a game of this magnitude, maybe just in these moments, if Barca can get him away, he's going to be the one to make something happen. But there are going to be large spells in this game now where Barca are going to have to accept the fact that they're not going to have a lot of the ball, and I don't think the players like that. Of course, they don't. It's a different sort of strategy they have to approach.
Barca are going to have to be the team that runs after the ball, that's patient, that tries to anticipate what the opponent does, and that with the ball is clinical in passing, is pinpoint in doing what they attempt to do. That the connections are there, and they have to be clinical up front. If Lamine Yamal, if Marcus Rashford, if Robert Lewandowski get an opening, go for it.
Yeah, I agree even more with you than ever now about the need for attacking efficiency in the final third. Barça are definitely going to need that now. Reece James wins that back for Chelsea, inside to Caicedo. And so already just 4 minutes, only 5 played in the second half, and well, a lot of possession for the Blues. Enzo back to Garnacho. This is ominous here for Barça. There's Andre Santos, it's in. And Chelsea have their second right at the start of the second half. The flag is up. I must say, in live time, it looked offside to me, Garnacho. Delayed flag. Went through Juan Garcia. Finish from Andre Santos. Let's look at this, Robert.
Okay, so Garnacho plays it back to Enzo, and he's way off. He's way off. Okay. So, but a warning.
I thought he looked off in live time. I'm going to be completely honest. And the flag just stayed down. Oh, it went up immediately. I'm not sure the referee saw it. Maybe.
No. Went up immediately as the ball went across the line.
Yeah.
Careful here now, Estevao.
Willian now cuts inside to his left foot. Estevao blocked away. Fermin's going to get on the end of that. Can Fermin break away now for Barça? Come on, Fermin. Lamine Yamal. Cucurella for company, which is never good news.
The issue now for Barca is that when we recover the ball, we're a long way away. There are a lot of meters, and we're always going to be outnumbered. Now, Lamine Yamal got stepped on by Cucurella. Hansi Flick wants a yellow card at least, and there is going to be one.
I think maybe for himself. Or for him. Yeah, you could be right, Robert. Yeah, I think Cucurella is going to be booked here.
Sort of a harsh one. I mean, he stumbles into Lamine.
It is potentially a harsh one, but I think the argument will be as he's stopping a counter-attack. Yeah. Or has that been given to Cucurella?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Maybe
it was Flick. Maybe it was Hansi.
Just wonder what the position the referee was stepping over to. We'll see if we have confirmation from UEFA in a moment. But even moments like that, you're right. Even when Barca win it back, they are an awful long way away. Lamine's got a lot of pitch to cover, and they're going to have to make up a lot of yards. They really are. Juan Garcia into midfield now for Frenkie de Jong, who's fouled by Enzo Fernandez. It's been a tricky test this at the bridge for Barca. That's taken short well to Rashford. His pass wasn't accurate at all though to Lewandowski. He was away in the channel. That's a bad giveaway though, is it, from Cucurella? No. Fofana now, Caicedo. Cucurella down the line to Garnacho. Caicedo again.
Good read by Eric.
Good from Eric Garcia. So Barca now do have Eric and Cubarsí back together at the back, which has been a partnership which Flick has used a lot so far this season. I said beforehand, I thought the partnership of Cubarsí and Gerard Martin actually works pretty well. I thought Gerard Martin did a good job at centre-back. But Eric is back in there now. Here's Neto for Chelsea. Garnacho. Deflected off Koundé and behind for a Chelsea corner. Feels like it's going to be a lot of this, doesn't it, for the remainder of the second half. It was actually Maresca, Robert, who got booked.
Oh, it was? Okay.
None of who we thought. Let's have a look.
Okay. Well, I mean, lip readers, do your job.
Yeah, that's what it was for. He was not happy at all that foul was given. And then Maresca goes into the book. Already been sent off so far this season. Chelsea have a corner then. Reece James over it. Barca bodies retreating to the box to try and defend. Reece James puts his hand into the air, swings it in. Barca get first contact on the ball, falls to Garnacho. He's got Lamine on his tail. Able to get it back to Caicedo. Now Andre Santos.
It's all Chelsea in terms of the possession, and at the moment when Barca recover, it's just too far.
Yeah,
just too far back.
Enzo. Andre Santos. Fofana's up. Frenkie de Jong can control. He can dish it off here to Rashford. Back now to Lamine Yamal.
So maybe the idea is to hang on to the ball and allow players to move out Those are the passes we can't be missing.
I agree, we can't be giving it away there. Here's Esteval. He's somehow still got the ball. He scored an unbelievable goal. And a silly giveaway. And Chelsea have to. It's a super goal from Esteval, who has rattled that one past Joan Garcia. And within 10 minutes of the second half, it's Chelsea 2, Barça 0.
I agree. It's a silly giveaway, but then Esteval does a lot of hard work to get himself the goal. Chelsea 2, Barça 0, and we were hoping to be able to hang on, to wait for our opportunities. It's looking like an uphill battle now that I'm not sure if we're able to get ourselves back into this one.
I mean, again though, Robert, we're already down a man.
It's
the things we can control.
Exactly.
A silly giveaway there. On one of the few moments where we've got possession of the ball again. Then the dancing feet are great and the finish is class. I mean, he crashes it into the net. Maybe it's a bit fortunate the way he gets through Kubarsi, but credit to him. Talented young player. And the finish on his weak foot is excellent, I must say. Through Joan Garcia is not easy. But the giveaway beforehand, I don't know if it was sloppy work from the receiver or the passer, but just not the sort of goal you want to be giving up with 10 men once you finally regain possession.
You said it, Pablo. Control the things you can control, and that pass was just too chill. It was okay. I've made my pass. I've made that pass a million times in my life, and I make it without even thinking about it. And no, today you do have to be thinking about each and every move. You're one player down. You're playing against the top side, and I mean, this one is a tough situation right now for Barça.
Yeah.
I mean, about 35 minutes left in this game. We'll see how we react. We'll see if Hansi Flick makes any substitutions, any more substitutions that can impact the game. But this is certainly an uphill battle for Barça.
Yeah, I mean, talk about mountains to climb. This is about as big as they get. I mean, man down. I think we already said at half-time it was going to be tricky, and I credit Hansi Flick. He was bold, wasn't he, with leaving the three attackers on. I don't think it was the wrong call. I really don't. I mean, we haven't conceded because we've got two little players on the pitch. We conceded really because of a sloppy giveaway.
Two sloppy giveaways, as a matter of fact. Yeah. One is a product of, losing focus on a corner kick, leaving Cucurella all by himself to be able to set up the first goal. And this one is just, it's a giveaway. Then Esteval, does brilliantly.
He does,
Credit to him, obviously.
Lots to talk about him before the game, certainly delivered there. And you can see it now. It's a tricky situation this now for Barcelona, because they're 2-0 down, they're a man down, and Chelsea are always going to have to spare man. You can see it here, and it's a side who like to have the ball too. It's not a team who are just going to give you possession back is the issue.
And Barca's not a team that likes to run after the ball.
No. And Flick has got a real task on his hands here to see how he somehow solves what's looking a very tricky issue. It's a ball over the top by Reece James now to Esteval again. He's got Eric Garcia for company. Esteval. Was that a foul?
A foul called against Eric.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
They get tangled up, and Esteval right now looks gassed after that one. But this
is the goal again, Bullet.
It's frustrating. Good. Then set up for Esteval. He manages to skip past Kubarsi. I thought their legs could have easily gotten tangled as well, so there could have potentially even been a penalty there if Esteval looks for it. But he does very well to get past Kubarsi and beat off the Alejandro Balde pressure to blast it past Joan Garcia. 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely does. 2-0, and we're not even at the hour mark yet.
Chelsea are going to make a substitution.
This is interesting. So they are going to throw on a natural number 9. Garnacho's off, and Liam Delap is on. That's the first change for, the second change, I should say, actually, because Andre Santos came on at half-time, obviously. So second change there for Maresca. He does put on a natural number 9. I wonder whether that's just a case of him now maybe feeling more secure with the scoreline at 2. And a bit of a more physical presence, isn't it, for Eric now and Kubarsi to think about in the number 9 spot. Set piece here then for Chelsea, and Reece James swung into the area. Joan Garcia able to get something on it. It falls to Lamine. Is there a breakaway now for Barça? Maybe when Chelsea have got players up the pitch. Rashford to Fermin. Through to De Jong.
Chelsea managed to transition well defensively, but this is it from Barca. Just don't be impatient in trying to get the ball from one end of the pitch to the other with one sole pass. Just try to break through. You have talented players to do so.
That was better indeed, and Caicedo comes in and puts up the fire there.
I have to say, Caicedo's been impressive as well in those defensive recoveries.
He is impressive in those, yeah. And it's one of those, isn't it? Where there, for example, you think you're in, and Fermin, like he had space, and he comes in and clamps them out, and it's not the first time of the night either, is it, Robert? But Caicedo was swept in and done just that, and well, it's fair to say Chelsea have been good tonight, it must be said, but the sending off doesn't help from a Barça perspective. Who, I mean, this is a good example. I can see it now when Chelsea got the ball. Barça don't really want to overpress,
no,
because they're then worried that there's going to be too much space back there. So you've just got a standoff really, and at 2-0, Chelsea's delighted for that. But Barça need to get themselves back in the game somehow, and
Rafinha's going to come on.
Yeah.
I was wondering when Hansi Flick pulled the trigger on that one. It's probably going to be for Lewandowski. Rafinha can run around a bit more, try and apply a bit more pressure. I was wondering as well, when you bring on a Marc Cazador, for example, a player who can cover a lot of ground in midfield, we'll see what Hansi decides to do.
In fact, I think both of them, they're both big runners. They're both really good shots for games like this, actually.
You need to, one man down, you need to try and cover as much ground as possible.
Exactly.
With the 10 players you've got. And obviously you don't want to leave yourself without options up front, players who can create their own opportunity, like a Lamine Yamal, for example, like a Marcus Rashford. But we'll see. It's a sole substitution, one substitution for Barca, the predictable one. Robert Lewandowski taken off. Rafinha comes on.
Christensen's also going to come on here. Let's see then. So Rafinha on for Lewandowski, as you predicted there, Robert, and Fermin. That means Eric Garcia back to midfield, doesn't it?
Or does Christensen stay in midfield?
Oh yeah, potentially, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Maybe Christensen stays in midfield. Let's see how this lines up. I thought maybe there, Christensen back to face his old club, of course, in Chelsea.
Yes.
I thought maybe there, that's when Cazador would have come on.
Yep.
So Flick clearly wants to freshen legs up in midfield, and it looks like you're right. It looks as though Christensen is going to play in midfield. Yeah, there you go. So Christensen next to De Jong in midfield. Rafinha. Just from what I'm looking at, Rob, it looks as though he's going to stay central. So Rashford's going to stay wide left. That's more like a false 9 role maybe from Rafinha.
And I think that's the intent of that, is for him to be a menace in that pressure. Try and make Fofana and Chalobah uncomfortable in bringing the ball out from behind. Try and lead the press. Eric Garcia got a knock on his face now. Obviously uncomfortable when wearing a mask.
Yeah. Balde with possession then. Right, let's see what these changes can do. Come on, Barca. Let's see if there's something they've got left in this game. De Jong felt he was bumped there. Balde tucks it back to Cubarsí. Cubarsí through to Rafinha. Press is so high on him immediately. Balde. Christensen's got to try and offer himself up in midfield. He's going to have to cover a lot of distance in there. There's barely any bodies. Barca can get the ball to them, and immediately it's won back again by Chelsea.
Yeah, their press has been quite asphyxiating in this second half, and it needs to be more in isolated situations. Can Lamine try and create something out of this now?
It's a foul, surely.
Well, a foul or a handball by Cucurella, who just dropped down to the ground, had his arm extended, somehow won the ball back. And this is what Hansi Flick is going to want Marcus Rashford and Rafinha to be a bit of a menace in that press. I think they're going to interchange.
Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, Rafinha is staying quite central for a left winger, but Rashford is there too. Let's just see how that develops then.
I'm going to try and get the lineup on our screen now, but I'm having a bit of issue with the graphics. See, no, I can't.
Okay.
I'm struggling here, Pablito.
It doesn't seem to be showing up as it should.
No.
Yeah, when we go on to 10, it's always a tricky scenario. Not just for the manager, but for
also for the graphics department in me.
Both of you are suffering. Balde's over the throw in here. It just feels like the clock is ticking away here. And I mean, in the second half, we haven't got close, have we, to Robert Sanchez's goal yet? Rashford trying to keep that in play. Andre Santos tucks it down here to Estevao.
Oh.
Even that is better from Rafinha, the press, just forcing Chelsea into at least having to risk a pass a bit, because beforehand it was just too easy. Here he goes again though, Estevao. He's going to go out for a throw-in.
Well, if you want a silver lining or a bit of good news, Rafinha's back. Rafinha's back in a playing uniform, playing about half an hour for Barca, so in his gradual recovery. Good news there for Barca heading into the weekend as well. I mean, I'm not surrendering on this. I mean,
no.
If you somehow, in an isolated situation, manage to score, maybe you unnerve Chelsea a little bit, maybe they retreat a little bit.
Yeah. It's a young team.
It's never over until it's over.
No, absolutely, yeah. It's a young, inexperienced team, Chelsea. You know, I think it's one of those sides that if you can get at them.
I mean, is it likely what I'm saying? No. But,
yeah.
Hey, we've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, absolutely. That was good from Rafinha. They worked back well. Now Barça can find Lamine, but every time Lamine has it, look where Cucurella is. He just goes straight
right on top of him.
He's on top of him 24/7. I mean, and I think he's now got the license to do that, because he's not too worried about any other runners going beyond him. He knows, focus on Lamine, and that's that. And this time he does impede the Barca number 10. Now Lamine Yamal can run at a few players. He gets away from Neto.
Is there no yellow for grabbing from behind?
That would be a yellow in all truth. Referee says no. Neto was who pulled back Lamine.
You can't let go of these games because, I mean, we've seen strange things happen. I mean, I don't know. Create a corner kick, maybe score from that, and then what if Chelsea have a player sent off?
Exactly.
Then all of a sudden you get your momentum back, and I mean, you can't let go. You can't just stop pressing. You can't allow Chelsea to have easy opportunities. Can't let them get that third. Stay in the game.
I think what it is when you're at this point, it feels impossible because everything feels so distant and so far away. But you're right. I mean, you never know. A late challenge, a silly challenge from a Chelsea player maybe, and they're down to 10 themselves, or like you say, a set piece goal, a freak goal, an own goal. You really never know, and that's the moment Barca have got to hope for in this game. And hey, you're right. Is that maybe a long way away? Maybe it is. Esteval's taking a bit of time here to retie his shoelace, which hasn't let Barca get play back underway. Tricky situation to be in. I mean, hey, whatever happened today, there are still 3 match weeks to go in the Champions League. Having said that, remember, Barca before today not in the top 8. The top 8 they want to be in for direct qualification. Ideally, we wouldn't want those extra 2 games, would we? So, a lot of Champions League left to be played, including tonight.
Indeed, a lot of Champions League left to be played. 3 more games after this, 2 of them at Spotify Camp Nou as Balde gets knocked in the face.
I mean, is that not a booking either? Balde was who got away. It's one of those where you've got a classic handoff and the referee spotted it. They usually impede for that.
Ooh!
On the flailing arm that comes back.
Yeah.
Quite surprised he's not been booked for that, Reece James. Still no booking.
As he turns, the arm is extended outward. It clearly impacts Balde in the face. And here's the set-piece opportunity we were talking about for Barca.
Exactly.
I mean,
good delivery. Get some bodies in the box. Christensen's, Cubarsí, Eric Garcia. Got to get them all in. Cubarsí's going to stay back in front. I think these are goal dust moments for Barca. I really do. You got to risk here. Balde's still a little bit phased by that.
He is.
A whack. Sure. Rafinha is over the subsequent set piece. He's able to swing one into the box. Watch out here. It's Robert Sanchez who comes out and claims it and dishes it out early to Neto. This is probably what Barça are worried about, isn't it? The breakaway, and boy, is he quick, Neto. He's going to get around Barça here with some pace. Pedro Neto, great save. Joan Garcia. Pace there of Neto, frightening, but Joan Garcia did really well, made himself big, thwarted him, made the save.
Barça didn't want to gamble there. I mean, it's impressive pace there by Pedro Neto. Joan Garcia does very well to cover up space there. Neto was maybe initially looking more for the assist, and that slowed him down a little bit. It allowed Barça to catch up, and Joan Garcia to cover a lot of ground. But from one end to the other in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, frightening pace. I must say, I thought Barça had in there for a good chunk of that, but just burst away at a ridiculous speed. Reece James is over the corner. We didn't really make the most of that set piece chance, did we, that we had? Reece James is going to swing his in off Cucurella. There's Fofana. And it goes behind.
That's another loose ball inside the box, Pablo.
Yeah, not dealt with.
Those need to be dealt with. It needs to be cleared far, far away. You can't let that ball bounce inside the box. Dani Olmo, Marcador warming up.
Olmo's a great shout. Look at, you made this point. Look at when Lamin's receiving the ball, Robert.
Yeah.
He's still trying to make magic happen, but it's almost impossible for him. It's so far back, it's almost impossible. Enzo, Estevao, Enzo Fernandez slips. There's 2 balls in the pitch.
There's 2 balls on the pitch. Surely play should be
Reece
stopped.
James, the lap behind for a goal kick.
See, it's just too casual sometimes in trying to play the ball out. If there's a moment of hesitation, clear it. Because, I mean, Chelsea were in here.
Yeah, they were, and had Estevao sorted his feet out, maybe. Not sure how there were 2 balls in the pitch there were.
No, and how play was allowed to continue, no.
Well, under 20 minutes to go here. Chelsea 2, Barça 0. Barça a man down from the 43rd minute due to that sending off from Ronald Araujo, if you just joined us. It's not been the best day at the office so far tonight for Hansi Flick's team, who are trying to dig something out of this game in very difficult circumstances. See Rafinha frustrated with that press again. It's too easy for Chelsea to get out once more. That's exactly what he's asking for. Rafinha nicked it off Caicedo, and he can get it back here from De Jong, but it wasn't quite given to him the way he would have wanted.
Pass there.
It was.
For Rafinha, who had his back to the situation. Now Joan Garcia has to come out.
Joan Garcia can hack that upfield. Rashford tries to win it. Chalobah does. Balde now. Bursting run from him. He's done those all night long, but Reece James has won it back.
We're lucky there that Estevao stumbled a little bit, couldn't get it right under his feet. Slowed Chelsea down in transition and allowed Balde to get back. That's a bit more brave maybe here. Rafinha. I think it's Rafinha trying to pull his teammates forward. Yeah,
it's a good call, but I mean, Barca don't really have anything to lose at this stage, I'm going to be honest with you, and why not try and win the ball back there? We don't win it, okay, but I mean, hey, Chelsea are going to get chances either way, aren't they, really? We've got to try and win the ball back early up the pitch, and then at least we've got the chance to be in. As I say that, this should be 3 for Delap, and it is. The offside flag is up,
He's off. It did look off.
I think Enzo was off in the first pass, maybe.
How many have there been already?
Yeah, is that third?
Third or fourth?
Or fourth, sorry, yeah, fourth. There we go, then.
It's well played by Eddie. It's very well played by Barca's line.
Good line. Closest is Balde, isn't it, on the far side, but I think he was, when that's on,
no, it's Enzo who's on.
It was Enzo, yeah, across the face of goal for what would have actually been Delap's first Chelsea goal, and that's been ruled out due to offside. Good line that time from Barca.
Let's see, that comes from a Barca gamble. That's Barca going up front, Frenkie and Christensen committing to the press. They are beaten with a pass, and Chelsea get up there easy enough. Barca played the defensive offside trap very well in that situation. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure why it's taking so long.
This is still being checked, by the way. I'm guessing it's for Enzo versus Balde, isn't it, on this pass here? Just look at Balde.
Oh.
I still think it looks like Enzo's leaning forward to me, but the angle's not the right one.
No, it's not.
We don't have the semi-automated offside to check. I mean, this is always ominous when they take this long, I must say, Robert, and things could be going from bad to worse here.
They could. They could well be.
When the goal check takes that long, I mean, hey, it could just be very fine margins. He's going to give it. 3-0 Chelsea. Liam Delap has his first Chelsea goal, and we just said it, Barça committed bodies forward on the breakaway, and they got hurt.
Yeah, no, it looked like the offside trap had been played very well there, but the angle was wonky. It was not the right angle. We were deceived, as was the assistant referee, and now with this 3-0 result, you do have to call it a game, I think. Try not to concede anymore. Of course, goal difference is going to be key in this game as well. So...
yeah, it's true. Goal difference is, of course, an element that we've got to think about, and I think you're right. When it gets to 3-0, then you probably are thinking to keep things cool, and to just try and nip this in the bud now. I think, Barça will just try and kill this game off really in any way they can now to stop this getting any worse, because it's one of those bitter days at the office, isn't it, that you want to forget. And if I'm being honest, it can happen in Europe against good teams. If you get onto 10 men, we've seen it so many times, so many good teams in the past, and nearly with his head actually he's off leading.
Yeah.
It's not the first time it's happened, and the result can become skewed, and it's not the first time. And it will end up being one of those nights, Robert, that because of the sending off and whatnot, Barca will have to just write it off, and they'll have to continue, because what we can't afford to do is allow this to seep into our league form and the good form we've been in. Sometimes an outlier game, a sending off game where it's silly and you let the result get away from you, and fine, but you've got to be able to lift your head up. Again, silly giveaway, Enzo Fernandez.
I think that's going to be the thing that frustrates Hansi Flick the most. Obviously, with the fact that you're one man down, it's always going to be tough against a top European team like Chelsea, playing at Stamford Bridge as well. But how many of those goals come from something that Barca could have controlled?
That's silly goals. Completely agree. The first one was really poor. The second one is a bad giveaway.
And third, yes, you commit to the press, and it's a defensive line or an offside trap that looked good initially, and then when we got the semi-automated replay, the one with the graphic, then the line does look wonky and disorganised, and it's Baldo's right foot that plays Enzo on. Yeah. But hey, I'd rather take that one than the previous two.
The third one I'm least upset about, Robert. You know why? Because we're down to 10 men. We're 2-0 down. You have to try and commit bodies forward. You have to try and press. If it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off. Or if you just miss a pass or a moment, it is what it is. What you can't permit is, especially 11v11, the way we left Correa open for the first goal, and then 10v11, the giveaway we produced for the second. 10 minutes into the second half, and we've got to keep things tight. It's a killer. It really is in these moments, and I don't think Flick will be saying anything too dissimilar to that in the post-match press conference when we hear him speaking to our microphone. So yeah, it's a tough day at the office, and it is one of those. I'm sure the Barca fans now in the chat will be trying to do group therapy almost, and
Well, yeah, obviously there's a bit of everything in the live chat. Some harsh comments against Barca, and look. It's not ideal. It's not the best night. Careful here.
Delap's in behind. This time I did think he was off. Either way, he's going to find to the back post here. Estevao, Enzo Fernandez. Juan Garcia saves. I think it was off, or maybe not.
I would just say hang on to your visceral reactions. The team were outplayed all game long, I think, except for maybe a 10-minute stretch in the first half. They were outclassed by Chelsea. I do hope that after the game, the conclusions don't all boil down to it's very hard to play when you're one man down, because there were other issues, obviously, as well. But it is very hard to play when you are one man down. And we were accustomed to so much excellence last year that now this is a bit stunning. I would say, as always, this is November. Hang on to your negative thoughts. Just keep them in your pocket.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Balde's going to come off here. I think Roberto's Barça going to make a few more changes maybe, and why wouldn't they? Might as well rest a few legs up because league action resumes on the weekend, and the league is in a very interesting position too. And Lamine Yamal's also going to get rested. That's not a bad idea either, I must say. With the game dead, with the game done, that's not a bad shout at all. Get Lamine off, get Balde off. Of course, that means disappointed. It's not been a nice night at the office, and Olmo and Gerard Martin are on for Barça, so a double change then for Hansi Flick. Just over 10 minutes to go here at Stamford Bridge. Not been the night that Barça wanted, not been the night they dreamt of on their return to Stamford Bridge. Alaves on Saturday though, and hey, there's a long way to go this season. You say, Robert, November. Nothing is ever won in November. It's always a tricky month to manoeuvre. Results here, well, they often don't mean the be-all and end-all come the end of the season. Koubarsi now then for Barça. As the clock strikes 80 here in West London. Koubarsi around the back. It's a good ball on the back. It's found Dani Olmo. Maybe just something for Barça. Olmo, Rafinha. Is there a goal to bring back some hope? Good save, Robert Sanchez, and Solo gets it clear. Good attempt from Rafinha. Best Barça have made really in the second half.
Now foul on Eric Garcia. A bit too late, but yeah, good hustle by Dani Olmo. He finds Rafinha out wide. The curler down low gave Robert Sanchez some trouble, and it's a shame that Marcus Rashford wasn't able to compose himself quick enough. Eric Garcia, another knock on the face. Poor Eric. I mean, broken nose, and he's been hit in the face twice. Not the sort of knocks he wants, yeah. Two academy graduates going to come on here for Chelsea then, as Maresca rings the changes a few more times. Joshua Champong and Tyreek George are going to come on for Reece James. And let's see the other Chelsea substitute. Just that move there from Barca when Rafinha got in, Olmo found him. I know Olmo's only been on the pitch for about 20 seconds, but it was good for him. It was better from him. Opened up play a little bit, just got Barca in behind. And it was a tight angle for Rafinha to get the shot away. Not an easy one, of course it wasn't, but he forced a good save out of Robert Sanchez. Probably the most work he's had to do tonight.
Definitely.
And this will be a class when Estevao is also going to come off too. Yeah, Estevao, a lot of talk about him yesterday in the pre-game press conferences, and I have to say he delivered tonight. Magnificent second goal, magnificent effort from him. From what we saw in the stands there, a lot of hopes put on this youngster, and we're just seeing the replay of that goal. It is a fantastic effort, even if it does come off of a sloppy attempt to bring the ball out from behind from Barca.
He's certainly taking his time to come off here, Estevao.
Enjoying the moment.
I must say, he's certainly taking his time. I think Juan Garcia was too happy about it. When you beat Juan Garcia, it always has to be impressive, and it was a good strike by Estevao. So George and a Champong on then for Chelsea. Barca free kick then, as it were, because of that collision with Eric Garcia. De Jong over to Gerard Martin, who's won that header, knocks it down. Koubarsi now. Back to Frankie de Jong.
I mean, even if it's just for the goal difference, try and pull one back. I mean, 3-1 looks a lot better than 3-0.
It does. Barca feel a whole lot better about themselves too, I will say. After it's not been a pleasant evening in West London. Hansi Flick nursing a bit of a cold. Not the place to go, is it really? In England in November. And all those Barca fans who travelled, obviously. Disappointing evening for them. It's always going to be a tough one. I think I'd agree with you, though, Robert, when you were saying you don't want all the attention to just be on the sending off.
No, it was a clear turning point. In the game.
It was
right before half-time, which is extremely frustrating. We were talking the other day about how important that goal by Ferran Torres against the Athletic Club was right before second half, the psychological effect of that. The fact that the sending off, a second yellow card, comes right before half-time. I mean, it's tough, and it's a hard way to start the second half. And Barca retreated, and Chelsea took advantage of it. But there were other issues in the first half. There was a bit of sloppy play, a bit of. I never like to talk about lack of concentration, lack of focus, or anything. But something happened in that first goal, and Chelsea were on the front foot for most of that first half, and Barca struggled to deal with it. So things will have to be corrected. I think maybe after the 4-0 win and the return to Spotify Camp Nou, this brings us down to earth a little bit. And it's a wake-up call, and we'll take it as that in the month of November.
Yeah, it is a shame, though, because things were, vibes were good, if you like, and I think the people were excited and whatnot. And I'm sure they will be when we go back to the stadium, of course, again on Saturday to face Alaves. People will be there again. They'll turn up in their numbers. They get right behind the team, and I've got no doubt Barça will perform again as we saw them perform last Saturday. But Champions League nights are obviously one that a lot of the world have got their eyes on, and obviously the fans turn up in their numbers and they expect a good performance, and look, it hurts. But you can see Rafinha. Yep. He's one of those who, having him back in itself is, like you were saying, Robert, what a positive. You can see him even there, leads from the front. He's still sticking his boot in there, getting involved. He's, not letting Chelsea break out. And that's contagious for his teammates as well. Late, yes. Yeah. I mean, 85th minute, 3-0 down. Yeah. But if we're going to go down fighting, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Yeah. Christensen tries to drift one into the channel there for Rafinha. It was a very tight angle, though. Really, he was never really going to be able to get that ball through. Correa on the throw, and then back now to Chalabar again. I think the frustrating thing for me as well, Robert, is even before the sending off, I'm not sure we threatened Robert Sanchez enough. No. I really don't. The Ferran chance goes just wide of the post. Other than that, I mean, did he have a save to make? The Rafinha one, but that's it. With 11v11, Robert Sanchez had no way near enough work to do. There's the Lamine shot from outside of the box, which was weak, taken on the first touch. And Barca's attacking production today was not up to the usual standards. Yep. Yeah. And that's something that Flick will have to look at too. Of course he will. And we know he's still missing bodies. I think obviously Pedri is, we know, a player who keeps things ticking over midfield. We hope to have him back very soon. But there were plenty of players out on the pitch today who had more than enough in them. Eric Garcia, De Jong, Fermin. The bench was stronger tonight too as well. Just maybe Barca weren't able to use that bench in the sort of scenario they would have wanted to. 11v11 maybe. I like this comment from British GT fans. Says, we quite literally can still make the playoffs. 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. We're 15th at the moment. We won't get automatic, but we can still very much get into the playoffs. And look, obviously this is not ideal, but who's to say? With 3 wins in the last 3 games, if you deal with business in those 3 games, which we'll go over in post-game, we'll see where we're at. We might just miss the top 8, and that might be frustrating, and it might add an extra round, but you're still in the Champions League, and we saw last year, I mean, I'm tired of hearing people say it, but the European champions last year played the playoffs. It's true, right? It's true. It's true, and also tiring to hear. But it is what it is, though. It's a good indicator of the fact that things are not decided now. You know what I mean? I mean, PSG last year, they weren't in a good spot in November. No. And in May, they were in a very good spot indeed, and they were the best team in Europe in May. So what Flick needs to make sure is that this team develops as the season goes on. I think recovering the injured players is going to be crucial to that. I really do. We've said that for a lot of weeks now. We're slowly getting our squad back together. That's going to help massively. Yeah. We're going to be in a good spot in terms of numbers, be able to rotate, be able to make the changes in games that are going to elevate us. All of that's going to come back. Tonight hurts. I think it's going to hurt for a few days maybe, because it's never nice to lose away to a team like Chelsea 3-0 in Europe. Of course it hurts. But Barca are going to have to know how to lift their heads up here and just go again, because that ultimately is what football requires. And I mean, there's still 3 games to play, which means there's still 9 points in play after this too for Barca to get all all 9 in. Yeah, look, I'm going to try and be positive here. I'm going to go positive. Look, so we've got 7 points at the moment. Yeah. If we go 9 for 9, or 3 out of 3 in the remaining 3 games, which is 2 at home against Eintracht and Copenhagen, 1 away at Slavia Prague, so 3, let's say, winnable games for a team that wants to. If you want to win the Champions League, those have to be winnable games. Obviously, everything's complicated in Europe, but much respect to our opponents. But Barca needs to be thinking we can win all 3 of those games. Yeah. Last season, the cut-off point for top 8 was 16 points. 7 current points plus 9,
16 points. There were 3 teams that made it through with 16 points last year. That was Bayer Leverkusen, Lille, and Aston Villa.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
the first team that didn't make it into the top 8 had 15 points.
Okay. I mean, that comment there was great, and I agree with what that comment was saying in terms of, hey guys, getting the playoffs is not the end of the world. We can still make it through. I agree with that, but I agree with you, Robert. I'm not giving up on top 8 qualification just yet. I don't know if I'm wrong in doing that, but that's good that you brought that up and that you looked at how many points got in there last year, and it does make it interesting to see just what Barca need to aim for.
And it's a different competition, obviously. Maybe some of the top teams are achieving a bit more. There were 3 teams at the moment that were undefeated. But hey, who's to say? Who's to say?
Absolutely. All over the top there goes through to Robert Sanchez. Let's see how much time is added on here. You can't imagine there'll be too much added on with the state the game is currently at. I mean, nothing's really happened for the last 10 minutes or so.
No, but a goal can be important.
And Christensen's won it back high at the pitch here. It couldn't quite find Rashford. 3 additional minutes is how much has been added on. Rashford here, still working well.
Goal difference, goal difference, goal difference.
Christensen to Olmo. Was Rashford offside? No, he wasn't. Andreas Christensen's going to strike this, and he strikes it well wide of the far post.
Okay,
Not a man known for his goals.
No, but he scored some crackers. I still remember that goal against Girona. On the turn, that volley.
Yeah. We're in a position that he's playing today, midfield.
Yeah.
Gittins now for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez. Also, I hope there's not a Chelsea 4th.
Oh, no, please, no.
This one just trickling away. You can feel the atmosphere in Stamford Bridge just dropped. You can hear the Barça fans in the corner, though, cheering on their team, and that's what it means.
That's what it means. I mean, it was very easy to root for Barca last season, guys. Very easy to root for Barca last season. Now is when we stick with our team.
100%.
Very easy to root for a team that wins all 4 Clásicos and scores 174 goals. Now we also stick with them. Give me your Barca flags on the live chat. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's a nice way to end it, because I'm sure there'll still be a lot of fans.
We'll pick ourselves
tuning in.
up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the community is here for as well, to pick ourselves up. We'll, of course, discuss everything in the post-game and go over this. I'm sure... I know I used to use this sort of stuff as a therapy as well after a defeat and whatnot. And it's a nice place to come, and a nice space to come and, debate these things and discuss these things. Yeah. So
as long as we keep it respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't always have to be positive. I mean, we're not going to come out with positive conclusions out of this game, but let's try and be rational as well.
Full-time whistle coming shortly now. This is a Champong. Enzo Fernandez wide. Jamie Gittins is the man on the left-hand side for Chelsea. 1v1 with Koundé. Inside to Enzo. Enzo away by Gerard Martin. Tariq George. 30 seconds to play at the bridge. Caicedo. Cucurella.
Chelsea going to end this one on the ball.
With Gittins now. His crossing is good. And it very nearly found the Chelsea header. John Garcia can sweep things up, though. Plenty of bodies throwing themselves in there. Dished out to De Jong. That should really, Robert, take us to full time here. De Jong fouled. And referee just asking to...
There we go.
Full-time whistle blows at Stamford Bridge. It ends Chelsea 3, Barça 0. Not the night that Barça wanted in Europe. 1-0 down to a Jules Koundé own goal. Then an Araujo red card certainly changed things on the stroke of half-time. Barça were unable really to respond in the second half, in all truth. It was Estevao, that man there, who got the second goal. Wonderful goal, made it 2-0. And then Liam Delap scored his first Chelsea goal before time was up to make it Chelsea 3, Barça 0. Not the night that the Blaugrana wanted in Europe. They'll have to push on and get themselves back to winning ways next time round. It ends here, Chelsea 3, Barça 0.
Well, there you go. The night that we had not hoped for, not the night that we had hoped for at Stamford Bridge. We had said that the team came in with positive sensations after the return to Spotify Cup. Now that 4-0 win against Athletic Club. And could this be a statement performance here at Stamford Bridge for Barca? Not that, unfortunately, but let's not over-dramatize things. Barca were outplayed today. Barca committed mistakes today, but it's match day 5 in this league phase. We have 3 games left to go. We're in the playoff zone right now, and we need to try and compete to climb up as much as possible in the Champions League standings in the 3 remaining games. A disappointing night at Stamford Bridge, but we move on. It's late November, and we can pick ourselves up, and we will pick ourselves up.
Yeah, we absolutely will. I mean, I don't think people need to go too overboard here. I'm well aware they will. I'm well aware of the club that we are, that we're at, and the club we are. I know the standards are high, and we've got high standards here. Of course, we want to win every game, and we don't want to ever lose 3-0. Of course we don't. Not in Europe, not in a game like this. But it is going to have to be one of those, Robert, that I'm sorry, we're going to have to almost keep aside and try and move on with our season. These things happen. Yep. They happen throughout the season. You can't win every game. And I must say, were Barca support tonight? They were. We certainly can look at this and say there's things to improve on, but it was also an outlier game in a funny way because of the red card, and it was, and it's going to be hard to escape that, and I'm sure Hansi Flick will say the same thing. So, look, Chelsea were good tonight too. Give credit to them. I did think they played well, and that's something Barca are going to have to accept. So, it's a tough one to take. It's a tough pill to swallow. There's a lot of season left to go. There's still 3 games in the Champions League to go. In my opinion, no one needs to get too over the top about this. Everyone has their own way of dealing with things, but hey.
Yeah, and the best thing that we can do is try and get as many conclusions out of this as possible and move on, because Saturday we've got another game. Okay, We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to keep analysing, and we'll listen to some of the reactions from our players, and we'll listen to Hansi Flick in the press conference as well. Today, I think it's very interesting to listen to what Hansi Flick has to say. So hang on, we'll be back in a couple of minutes to analyse this European defeat night for Barca. Well, we're back, and after that break, nothing changed, Pablo. We still lost 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. A disappointing defeat for Barca tonight in England. We hoped for a good game. We got one in the first 15 minutes. I thought first 15, 20 minutes, it was back and forth. It was entertaining. Then Chelsea slowly started to take over. I was thinking on how to address this, because obviously for us as Barca fans and Barca commentators, it's complicated to analyze something like this. But I was thinking, okay, so if I have to go home now and say to my partner, why did Barca lose today? Give me a top 3 of reasons or top 5 of reasons. I mean, I'm not putting the sending off in, at least not in the first position.
Yeah.
I think that Barca lost today because in certain moments the team was a bit too loose on the ball, maybe. There were a couple of mistakes that could have been avoided. There were easy chances given away in 11 against 11 and in 11 against 10. That is, for me, the main reason why Barca lost tonight. Add to that Chelsea are a quality team with some quality forwards. I thought that Enzo Fernandez was fantastic today, by the way. I thought that Estevao had his moments of glory in the game tonight. That was a spectacular second goal. And then if to those two things you add a sending off, which could have been avoided as well, right before half time, that makes matters even more difficult. I'm saying that it could have been avoided because the first half is because of complaining in a frustrating situation. I get it, but it's a first yellow card that comes because of protesting to the referee. I insist. Yes, the sending off makes matters doubly complicated for Barca, but I think the first thing that needs to be talked about today is that Barca, in certain moments, were either too loose or too casual with the ball.
Yeah, I think you're right, Robert. I think there's a few things worth noting. One, you've got to give credit to Chelsea. I thought Chelsea were really good. They were really good. And they were right on it. It was one of those European nights where, when the home fans get behind them, and we see it for a lot of clubs, don't we? And Chelsea had one of those special European nights for themselves. And I think a lot of their key players, Enzo, Caicedo, Estevao, you could almost go throughout the whole team, actually. I thought they were really, really top. Yep. Cucurella, the way he dealt with Lamine, by the way, as well, on him all the time. And you have to give credit for them too. I think often we look at ourselves, but we came up against a really good team tonight, and boy, did they produce. They really did. And we were sloppy too, you are right, because, we made the point just towards the end of the game, actually. Araujo got sent off in the 43rd minute. Between minute 1 and 43, we didn't test Robert Sanchez enough, really. And,
no.
That's also a factor that we can look at ourselves and deal with ourselves. It's something that isn't to do with the red card. We didn't threaten enough. Even in that time period, 11v11, Chelsea was still the stronger side, still the side who were causing the bigger issues. And hey, that Ferran Torres chance we miss, if we score, is it a different game? Of course it is. And it's one of those classic ones, isn't it? And you look back, and that is football, though, at the end of the day, and you can never change the element of football. Those who take their chances win the game. But I also think you're right, the sloppiness sometimes was poor, and it was. And you look at the goal from Estevao, for example, which was brilliant, but the giveaway beforehand is it is sloppy, and it's unnecessary. You're already in a difficult situation at 10v11, a man down. You can't give the ball away there, not there. You got to assure your passes, be confident, brave in possession, and that was a silly, sloppy, just too lackadaisical giveaway, really, wasn't it? And in the end of the day, we got punished.
We did indeed. I agree. If we go with the 11-11 situation first, there were a lot of things. Yeah. Chelsea had 2 goals disallowed, 2 close calls. There were warning signs. They'd had their opportunities. In those 50-50 balls, it looked like Chelsea were getting to most of them first today. Barca looked just a little bit too casual, a little bit too relaxed in their demeanour today. I'm not saying they were. It's just the way it came off. then, of course, the Ferran Torres opportunity. It's not. I mean, we don't want to point fingers. Of course, Ferran's coming off of scoring two goals. You can miss an opportunity, but in a game like this, against the top opponent like this, how that would have changed things in this game. If you take the 1-0 lead against Chelsea right after they'd had their goal disallowed, by the way, how deflating would that have been for Chelsea? And it was a good opening, but it was almost the only opportunity we had in that first half. Then there is a couple of transition plays. There's that opportunity that Ferran himself sets up for Lamine Yamal, the shot that he takes first touch on the edge of the box, and it just he mishits it, and it falls into the hands of Robert Sanchez. Barca's attacking production today was subpar in the first half. In the second half, it was really difficult to create because one man down, Barca had to retreat. Had to play quite deep in their own half, and every time they tried to come out, there was just so much ground to try and cover. There was so much distance between the ball and Chelsea's box, and it was a tough task. I mean, we'll take it. It's a defeat. It's a defeat in a stadium in which, at the beginning of the season, if we'd have said, okay, which games can Barca drop points in? Well, the visit to Stamford Bridge is one that you think, okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Barca drop points there because Chelsea are a team they're a top team. They are the Club World Cup winners, and they've got top players, and they are playing at home. The thing is, of course, you're coming off of an unexpected draw in Bruges, so that made you arrive into this game in a bit more of a dire situation. But I insist, there are 3 games remaining. Conclusions: Chelsea outplayed us, and we didn't do ourselves any favours.
Yeah, I think you're right to bring up the Bruges game. I know it's never good to look in the past, and actually Flick always makes a good point of that's in the past now. We can't do anything about it. Don't bring it up. But I think you and me said it actually on the day of the Bruges game. We thought, with Chelsea away next, that's not really the result you want. And it was a weird, silly game where, I'm going to be honest, we were by far the better team in the second half. And you could tell there was a level between us and them. And we just, again, conceded silly goals. And that undid all of the good work we were doing in attack on that night. And maybe we would have produced similar good work in the second half in this game. We will never know. And ultimately that gave us little to no margin in this game. And maybe even a draw tonight wouldn't have been the best of results, with the way things were looking, and at the end of the day, I think you're right. Chelsea punished us, and obviously Chelsea came up the blocks firing with a better team, and really hit us hard. Because at the end of the day, if you're not on it in Europe and your opponent is, you're going to be in for a very long, difficult night at the office. All that being said, there's 3 games to go. I think you mentioned towards the end of the game, the fixtures they are. Was it Copenhagen, Slavia, Prague?
Eintracht is next. Then we go to Prague in January, and we host Copenhagen late in the game. I was saying at the end of this game, if you want to be in contention for the Champions League, those are 3 games that you have to win. Those are 3 games that you have to win. Now Barca in a situation of a bit more pressure, but 2 of them are at home. 1 in Prague in January, obviously. Tough outing. It's going to be cold out there as well. Always tough to play in those stadiums in the middle of the winter. But those are 3 games that Barca, if we want to consider ourselves contenders for the Champions League, we are going to have to go out there and win. Try and get the 9 out of 9 and see if we are fortunate enough to just slip in to the top 8. If we don't, and if we're in the playoffs, hey, I mean, the extra round doesn't help. No. The schedule is busy. The schedule is heavy, and 2 extra games. I mean,
we'd rather not.
We struggled at the end of the season enough as it was with the heavy schedule, but it's an extra round which you're going to have to go and try and win, and then continue to progress in the Champions League. It's not the end of the world.
No. And you'd rather still be alive in the competition than out of it. If we have to be in the playoffs, which I'm not still banking and putting my hand in the fire that we will be. I'm with you. I still think with 9 points on the table, there is all the chance that we can get ourselves back in to those top 8 spots and really make something out of this, in the last few match weeks. And hey, maybe let's hope a few results go our way in terms of teams who are floating around there and who maybe can drop points in the next few days. But I'm not giving up on that yet.
No. I mean, I'll say it again, just in case someone has tuned in now to see what we have to say about this defeat. if you have just tuned in, we have been as critical as we possibly can of the performance tonight. I mean, Chelsea outplayed us. Chelsea were the better team, and being one man down, Barca really struggled. Yeah. Having said that, how do we move forward? How do we try to be positive? Well, here's a positive thought. Last season, the 3 teams that were 6th, 7th and 8th in that top 8 in the league phase, at the end of the league phase, had 16 points. Those were Bayer Leverkusen, Lille and Aston Villa. If Barca were to win the 3 remaining games, how many points would we have? 16. That's not to say that 16 is going to be the number this year, the number that gets you into the top 8. But it was last year. So I still hope. Let's be patient. Let's take it game by game. Let's try and win those 3 games. I mean, it's not the easiest right now to look at the standings, because there are games left to play tomorrow.
Yeah, can we look at page 1? I want to see how the top 8's doing, like points wise.
Yeah. So if we let me see, where am I? I'm going to try and get the. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong standings. Okay, so here is the top 8.
Okay.
As it stands right now, okay. But there are many teams here. I mean, there are 2 who are facing each other tomorrow in Bayern Munich and Arsenal. So one of those 2 teams at least will not go perfect record. Inter Milan go to Atletico de Madrid tomorrow. So that's a tough outing for them as well. There are 3 teams who have already played and have 10 points. That's touching distance. That's within touching distance. That's 3 points away. PSG, of course, play tomorrow. Newcastle are the team right now who mark the cutoff. But, of course, Real Madrid and Liverpool still have to play tomorrow. So you have to think it's probably going to be 10 points. It's probably going to be around where Manchester City are. That the cutoff point is going to be right now for the top 8.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Real Madrid and Liverpool, who are currently out of the top 8. If they win their games, they'll go up to 12 points with 3 to go.
Let me move to the second page of the graphic there. Galatasaray obviously played today and they lost their game to Saint-Gilloise. Tottenham Hotspur as well could be one of the teams who climb up in the standings. Should they win, they can make it up to 11 points. And then Sporting Portugal and Atalanta are 2 other teams that can climb up as well. So Barca will probably drop a couple of positions at the end of this match day. At the end of this match day 5. But with 3 games remaining, it's still all very tight. Very fine margins.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard to judge right now. I'm just looking at the table and I'm wondering whether the threshold and the cutoff point will be higher this year than it was last year in terms of points. That'll be my only worry, that the cutoff point won't be 16 points. Let's hope it is, because if it is, then that means that we're going to be in with a chance ourselves to be in there. So let's keep our fingers crossed that teams continue to drop points. And in this crazy league phase format, teams do take points off of everyone. I mean, look at City lost 2-0 at home to Leverkusen today, by the way. A good example of everyone taking points off each other. Marseille have beaten Newcastle, who are up there, by the way. We just saw an 8th. So again, you'd probably say that's a good result for us. And hey, just looking at those 2 results there, that's 2 favourable results for us, I'd say, in terms of pushing into the top 8. So our opponent Slavia Prague have drawn 0-0 with Athletic Club today. Interesting in terms of us going away. I'll
just try and be optimistic. Try and be as optimistic as possible. I am going to page number 3 to see where 2 of our next opponents are. Eintracht Frankfurt in 27th position. They have a game in hand, of course. Slavia Prague in 30. They only have 3 points. And I think it's in the 4th position where Copenhagen have just 1 point and they play tomorrow.
And that's a home game.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. You never want to disrespect any team in this competition, but I 100% agree with you that we've got to be looking at those 3 games if we're being completely honest with ourselves and saying win, win, win. And we essentially have no other choice now in the Champions League. But at least a little bit, we're in the position now. We've got probably the hardest fixtures out of the way, right? We've played Chelsea away, PSG at home, Newcastle away. That's not an easy 3 fixtures for the first 5 games. And to be fair, have we come out of it with the best results? Probably not, but we've got 3 games to go. And this could look very different. Yeah. This could look very different in 3 weeks' time.
And it's little details as well. Obviously, tonight is a clear defeat. But think back to the PSG game. We conceded a goal in the 90th minute. I mean, if you just get the point out of that one, you take points away from PSG
100%.
as well. Then, of course, if you manage to win in Bruges, a game in which I was saying yesterday in the preview, I liked 80% of what Barca did in Bruges. I liked the way we attacked. I liked the way we took care of the ball with possession. I liked the way we scored 3 goals and could have scored 6 because we hit the post 3 times. It was but the 20% that was not to like of that game really punished us.
Yeah,
really punished us.
Yeah.
It really killed us. And I mean, Bruges did have their other opportunities as well, apart from the 3 goals. So I mean, you deal with the cards you have right now, and keep going and keep being optimistic. I mean, there's a long way to go, and we need to be encouraged as well about our situation in the league. We've got a game against Alaves on Saturday at home. We'll be back at Spotify Camp Nou. Get back some positive energy. We have 3 consecutive league games right now. 2 of them will be at home. We've got the Atlético de Madrid game, which is the Super Cup game, the one that should be played in January, but is advanced now to the 2nd of December. So we have a chance to try and build some momentum, to try and get ourselves back into a positive mindset, and then go really positive into that Eintracht game.
Yeah, I mean, and we're back at the Spotify Camp Nou too, which I think is going to make us even stronger at home. Robert, of course, you were there on Saturday. Now I'm sure it feels like the sort of place that's going to be difficult for teams to win at, right? And the sort of place where you've got the fans behind you, and you've got that the word for ilusión, you've got that sort of that excitement, that belief behind you, if you like, and I get the feeling that in the coming weeks we've got, like you said, Alaves on Saturday, Atlético de Madrid on Tuesday night, and then we've got Betis away, but then we're back in the Champions League at home against Frankfurt too, Osasuna at home. We've not with the cup game that we've got to think about in mid-December too, which will come in before we go, I believe. We've only got 2 away games before the end of the year, right?
Here's our schedule.
In Betis, and
I'll rattle it off.
Yeah.
So our December schedule, we've got, of course, the last game of November, which is against Alaves on Saturday. By the way, 126th anniversary of the club. So let's hope for a good celebration at Spotify Camp Nou and a bounce-back performance after tonight's disappointment. Then this is what the month of December looks like. 2nd of December, which is next Tuesday, so in a week's time, we have Barça Atlético de Madrid, a big game at home. It gets complicated in the weekend as well. We go to Betis, where we went last December as well. Dropped a couple of
time
points.
of year, by the way, bang on.
Yeah. Dropped a couple of points.
Yeah.
And then it's the Champions League game on the 9th against Eintracht Frankfurt. Then to end December, on the 13th, we've got Osasuna at home. And on the 21st, Sunday the 21st of December, it's away to Villarreal, the game of the controversy, of course, which was initially scheduled to be played in Miami. It's going to be played at the Estadio de la Cerámica.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, so you look at that, there are definitely some tough league games in there, but I think our league form has got to give us belief as well. You look at that Frankfurt game, we know we've got to win that. We've got our hands tied pretty much in that one, no doubt about that. We have to go in and win that one. It's a home game too. But you've got some of the league games coming up, massive league games, by the way, that are going to decide where we end up at Christmas. And again, a reminder of the fact that last season, the fact that even in the league in December, we weren't where we wanted to be. I mean, remember the way we ended the year, right, to Atleti, and what was a really tough evening. I remember that one. We just thought, wow, we're not going to win anything this season, eh? And look at the way it turned out. So things can change quickly, and that's also a message I'd like to send also, I think, in terms of the, seeing off this one, is that things aren't going to be decided here. That's not to say you shouldn't look at performances and nitpick them. Of course you do. And be critical. You absolutely should, and I think, Flick will be the first one to do so, and his coaching staff after tonight.
Absolutely. I'm really eager to hear what Hansi Flick has to say after this game. Of course, it was all flowers, all positive, all sunshine after the 4-0 win at Spotify Camp Nou on Saturday. Yeah. But sometimes it's more interesting to listen to coaches and players after games like this, see what the reaction is, see if there's anger because of this performance, see what they point out as the reasons for the defeat, for the collapse. And we will be listening to Hansi Flick in the press conference in just a few minutes' time. There he is. He stepped into the press room. So, guys, I think we're going to leave it here, and we're going to listen to Hansi Flick in the press room. We'll be back on Saturday for Barça Alaves. Visca el Barça. Bye.
Gràcies. Comencem amb Catalunya Ràdio. Bernat Soler, sisplau.
Bona nit, Bernat Soler, en directe a la Federació de Catalunya Ràdio. Fins a quin punt explica el partit d'avui i la diferència entre un equip i l'altre l'expulsió d'Araujo? Per vostè, en quant ha influït en la imatge del partit?
No, I think we started very well in the game. We had a big chance to score the first goal. The first goal, and of course with the red card, everything changed. So it's not easy against this fantastic team to come back with 10 players, so with one player less. So for me, we have to accept this defeat, but I'm also looking very positive for the next games. How I said before, it's not easy against this team. I think I saw also some really positive things from my team, and I'm looking also positive for the next matches, and also for the Champions League. I know we have three matches, the 3 games, 9 points to win, and I'm really looking positive and think positive about this. We can achieve this. But at the end today, we also make some big ball lost. This is I think the key also for today. We are not able also in the offense to keep the ball, but also midfield players normally make this mistake. So, but at the end, it's a performance from the team. How I said before, I saw also some really positive things, and the other things we have to work on that. But now we also can see I'm happy that Rafinha is back, Marcos is on this level, so Petri will come. It's like that, and we have to work hard. This is always like what we want to do, and how I said, look positive.
¿Qué lección debe aprender Araujo? ¿Qué consejos se le puede dar a Araujo para intentar no caer en situaciones como la de intentar evitar o leer mejor situaciones de partido que eviten expulsiones que condicionan tanto un partido como el?
No, for me it's the first yellow card. I don't know exactly what happens. I have to speak with him, but also I have to see the videos or the game again, analyze it. At the end, the second foul could happen, but also maybe not go down or tackle, or maybe more guide him is the thing what he can do. But at the end, it happens in football. It was not the right moment, not the right game, but it's like it is.
Cope. Micro.
Yeah.
Buenas noches, señor Flick. Manolo Riveros, cadena COPE
Yeah.
del partidazo. ¿Saca alguna lección positiva de este equipo de hoy? No sé si de buscar más intensidad, más actitud, alguna lección positiva. O mirar que quedan 3 partidos y se puede conseguir 16 puntos.
Yes, what I think also I think we need a little bit more, how to say, to play a little bit more aggressive. Aggressivity in our game, it's good, especially in the 1-against-1 situation. When you see Chelsea, they always have it. They play more with the body and more dynamic in the 1-against-1 situation. So this is also what I want from my team. Sometimes we think also we can everything control also with the ball, but here in Champions League and especially here against a club playing in the Premier League and second on the table, it's not like that. So also we have to fight a little bit more, and also to play more aggressive.
Víctor Lozano.
Aquí, sí. No, I think it's a game, one game, and this is this Chelsea, and everything is set now. You know, I was said before, we started good, and with a really big chance from Ferran, we could score the first goal, and at the end with one player less, it's like that. But I think also we had the intensity we need today. For me, really, I can say it again. I think positive for the next match. We will see, but I think really positive.
Últimas dues preguntes, last two questions.
La diferència entre Chelsea i Barça és la que hem vist avui, o d'aquí uns mesos farem un altre
Yes, we will see a different Barcelona. This is what I can promise, and this is also what I say before the game yesterday in the press conference. I see how we train. I see the quality. I see also the intensity. It's totally different than maybe 6 weeks ago, and the players are coming back. Increase a lot of the quality also in the training. And this is what I can see, and I have really good feeling about that, and looking positive. Sí. No, I think you really, when you analyze the match, you also have to see that we have one player less. So it's not easy. It's not easy against this. They always they have always one player more on the pitch, and how they like to play football. It's for them it's fantastic to play with one player against a team with one player less. So I think we have to see this. Okay, and. Of course, it was not everything was top, but I also, how I said, I saw some positive things, and we work on the others.
Fins aquí la roda de premsa. Thank you. Gracias.